Y'all gonna make me scream. Let me hear you scream. Who we got in here? I'm glad my daughter in here right now so I can yell, hey y'all. Oh my God. It's been 5 whole days, bruh. We ain't have a date night in 5 whole days. But it's okay, because we're here. Ashe. So y'all gotta come in with the love. Y'all gotta come in with a brown heart. Come in with a brown heart. We're gonna start with a brown heart. May we synchronize our hearts. May we synchronize our minds. And leave the bullshit behind. Peace, Soul Tress, Baby Boo. I see your hearts. I see you. Bombshell, Callie B. Tell me what you see. Welcome in, y'all. Let me see. I miss y'all. Brown Skin said, girl, what? Peace, Blaze. Blaze said, peace, beautiful soul. I've missed seeing y'all. How was the trip? The trip was beautiful. First it was sour, and then it was sweet. With intentionality, you could definitely make some shit shake. And you know, Duüblé, it shooketh me up, and then I shook it back, and then everything was all right. But it was beautiful. It was really, really beautiful. I was talking to my mom, and she asked me to rate it from like 1 to 10, and I said about a 7.5, 8. And she was like, honestly, I'd say like a 9.5. And when I really thought about it, I was like, I'd say about a 9 too, because it was really, really beautiful. I just did like a 7.5, 8, because I was just considering the pepper, right? The bitter part of it. But if I could just because even the bitter part wasn't that fried. It wasn't that bad. So it was beautiful nonetheless. And I'm excited. I'm grateful that I got to spend that time with my family. And I am excited that I am now here with you in this moment. So how was the past few days for y'all? If you could sum it up since we didn't talk. How was it? Was it like a roller coaster? Was it bittersweet? I know we had the full moon energy. We had Mercury going back direct. We had a lot of things moving over the past few days. So how have y'all been navigating the space? Thank you, Mystique. Peace, baby boo. How have y'all been navigating, y'all? When I say I'm so grateful for all of the lessons and the trainings and things, because it was a lot. With the full moon being in Gemini, I was like, I would be sharing this space with the reflections of me, with all of my family on my mama's side and my daddy's side, on a full moon in Gemini. So bringing all the chaos to the surface for me to see, for us all, right? But for me personally, for me to see the reflections of me and to be intentional as I faced myself. Right? And so I was like, whoa, this was a doozy, but we made it through, Z. You've been in a flow state for sure. It was rough for you. Okay. I had to remind myself in the midst of the chaos and the storm, I was like, sit in it, sit in it, sit in it, sit in it, transmute it, transmute it, transmute it. And we made it through it. So Ashe, welcome into all of y'all. I'm so excited, like I said. And I think I have everything ready for the most part for us to go ahead and get started with the show. Let's see what we got here. What we got. All right, yep. So I'm going to go ahead and put you right here. All right, welcome in to everybody joining. Hey, Shalante. Be Love. Who else we got in here? Graffiti, Jessica, Relentless. Samuel, DNA, Brown Skin, Edward, Miss Katie. Welcome into all of y'all. Mercedes. Mystique said, are we getting the facelets back? No, we are not getting the facelets back. That was honestly attached to an energy that I no longer want any parts with. So I am not branding that piece of jewelry anymore. And it's hilarious that you asked if we're bringing the facelets back, because I got tagged today in some, our favorite Lovely, who used to be a part of our family. She's still heartbroken and she's still hurt. And so she's still trolling. And so she tagged me. She made a new page. This lady has like 10 pages. I think it's more than 10, honestly. But she got a new page that I've seen, unless she changed the name. and she tagged me in it, and I didn't know that it was her because I wouldn't have clicked on it. But yeah, she tagged us in it, you know, calling Logas and I scammers, goddammers, and shit. And when I was wearing facelets, that's when I was like intertwined with her energy as well as other deities and things that I don't want any parts with. And when I really reflected on the facelets, yes, it was beautiful. It was goddessy looking. But then I also, as I picked the facelet part, as I picked the facelet apart. Oh, and by the way, y'all, like I told y'all, this lady got like 30 pages. And I looked on the followers. I looked at her following from that new page that she made. And she's following. She went and followed a lot of y'all. Like, not all of y'all, obviously, but she went through our followers. And she's like following everybody that follow us. So I guess her intention is to turn y'all away from us, or to, I don't know what the hell her intentions are, but for her to be following our lovelies from that spam page, and then for her to post that we're scammers and stuff, I can only assume that she's just trying to shine a negative light on us because she's still heartbroken. So I just want y'all to be aware of what is and what ain't. But y'all already know what it is. But when it came to me picking apart the facelet, that also represented me, a part of me hiding myself. It was like a chain on my face, you know, me hiding myself. And so when I really sat with that, I was like, you know, I just wanted to leave all of that, because I didn't start wearing facelets until actually she did. Because we were working at the kiosk. I used to wear like the little nose ring that attaches to the ear. So I used to wear like a semi-face chain, right? And then I would connect it with the reflection of me, her. And she made like the full chain, and I was like, ooh, I like the full chain. Look, I like the hiding, right? Not even really thinking about what I was doing. And so I started wearing that facelet. It was introduced by her as I think about it. And so yeah, I don't want no parts with that energy, so I don't wear them no more. That's why I took them off the website a long time ago, when I was like just releasing myself from the energy as a whole. So no more facelets. Not for me, anyway. Mystique said, wow, welp, I guess I asked for the heads up. Gratitude for detachment. Ashe, keep crowning queen. You already know. Blaze said, I'm not going nowhere. Ashe, peace. Blaze said, did your cards come? They may have. I did not check the P.O. box today. Today, I was cleaning my home. I just got in town yesterday. And so I was cleaning my home. I was able to do the ritual, to those of you who did send your love offerings in, but I didn't leave the house today. So I will check to freaking tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna check to freaking tomorrow because they should be here. But I think they got delivered when I was already gone. So I didn't get to check. I'm glad you reminded me, because I slick forgot. But I love y'all. Relentless said, oh, wow. Beloved said, definitely not going anywhere. Ashe. And that's why, you know, I was thinking about Brother Logas the other day when he was doing the Q&A, and he was talking about having his reservations about Billy Carson, because there are certain things that Billy Carson don't speak on in regards to his past. I don't know what that involves, because I don't study. I don't know much about Billy Carson. I just saw his YouTube channel, you know, a few times. But that's part, well, I won't say that's why I do it, but yeah, in a sense, that's why I do what I do, because at the end of the day, I never want to put on this front like I'm just this angel. That's why I'm transparent with y'all when it comes to, I don't tell y'all every single detail of my life, but I do share my shortcomings. I do share some stories, right? I do share some things that I did that I'm not proud to say, right? Because at the end of the day, I am human, right? I have been navigating tough emotions just like y'all, right? I have said things, I have done things from a hurt heart space, right? And I never want to give off the impression that I am just, you know, an angel, because in a sense I do have angelic, but I also have dark energy to me as well, you know. But then there was a season, like I shared with y'all, that I was heavily in the light and heavily in the dark. So depending on who met me and what season, they may have a different story to tell, but all of them are true, and I don't shame myself for what I did. So that's the beautiful part, and I think that's why it's important that we, one, own up to what we do and what we've done, right? And then it's also important for us to forgive ourselves, to call ourselves out on it, right? And say, self, like, that wasn't cool. Self, like, that wasn't okay, whatever it is, right? But then also forgive self. forgive self. So when somebody tries to use the old version of you or blackmail you or bring something up from your past, it's like, I have already addressed that. You know, I've already processed that. I've already moved on from that. So if you choose to stay in that space, then so it is. It is done. But as long as we continue to just repress things, suppress things, it will forever. What was it that came? What was that download that came up earlier? Hold on. Oh, wow. It was a bar too. It was either it could be your demise. Let it rise and deal with it, or it will be your demise. It was something along those lines, but it was like, address it or it will trigger you and you know, really haunt you later. So go ahead and do the work. But yeah, so that's that. Peace graffiti, peace chill dude, just be one. It's a lot of you said, we missed you. I missed y'all. Hashtag graffiti said, thanks for sending the incense and oil. For sure. I made sure that I had, you know, the people who did place orders before we went out of town. I wanted to make sure I got your orders out. I won't gonna have y'all waiting on me. But those of you who have placed your orders while I was gone, I will be processing them this upcoming week. And I chic. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. This is my song. Y'all, I sang at my brother's funeral. And I did pretty good. Y'all know I get really shy. Like, I sang in front of y'all. And my part coming on. So I'm about to hit it real quick. But y'all know I get shy in real life. I think it was one time I had turned the cameras around. And I don't know, maybe it's when I could see myself like this. Like right now, I'm looking at me. I feel comfortable. But then when the cameras turned around, because I remember I turned the cameras around and I tried to sing on live one time and I was still nervous. And I'm like, bitch, you sing all the time on live. And I haven't sang in public on a spotlight since I was like 15, 14 years old, maybe even 13. And I am now 30. So you're talking about almost 18 years, something like that, since I've sang in front of people. And I did it at my brother's funeral and I did really, really well. I wasn't nervous. I just had to process some emotions. Well, I was a tad bit nervous, but not as nervous as I thought I would be based off of how I typically be. And I did really good. Y'all, my voice didn't crack. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because that would have been some shit if I would have cracked my voice and I'm over here trying to, you know, do my thing. But hold on, that's my part. Is this it? No, that ain't it. Damn. Okay, let's go ahead and get with the show. If I just randomly stop talking, I could go. It's coming up, so we just gonna hold tight real quick. Why you laughing, Relentless? Because I thought it was it. You. Here we go. I can't say no more. I can't say no more, baby. Baby, I can't say no more. I can't say no more, baby. All right, that's it. That was my part. Okay, now we go ahead and get on the show. Welcome in, y'all. Thank you, Cree. Say you look good for you to be 30. Thank you, thank you. Welcome to the Crystaline Mars Show. I am your co-host, Mrs. Duüblé Jones. I'm the lady and I got them stones. Come here and them leave me alone. Meet us here every night, y'all. We grow live. We are back after 5 days of vacation. You understand, Maze? But meet us here every night between 8 and 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss a beat. Meet us on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Our handle is at Crystaline Mars. And also, head over to our website, crystalinemars.com, for all of your spiritual tools, gems, jewels, y'all. I will be conducting a 12/21 collective portal ritual. If you already know, and I think this is when the ritual started. I've been doing collective rituals on Crystaline Mars for, I think my first ritual was 12/21, or it was around this time last year. So we're definitely coming up on our first year anniversary. And shout outs to all of y'all who have put your trust in me. Shout outs to all of y'all who have supported me in every way that you have, right? Whatever way that was for you. And I thank y'all. But if y'all would like to add y'all name to the 12/21 portal, it is my intention to record a video in regards to that 12/21 energy. My camera has been acting a little wonky when it comes to uploads, so I will give it a try. But nonetheless, we'll be talking about that energy. I'm gonna set some time aside so we can delve deeper to understand and overstand what to expect and how to align and connect with this 12/21 energy. But it's very, very powerful energy that we're working with. So I will be conducting a ritual for the 12/21. You can send your love offerings in. You can send them in now. We got a few days away. And actually, it's a few days away, but we're in the shadow period, right? Yeah, because the 20th, the 19th, the 18th. So yeah, tomorrow we enter the shadow period. So we're going to, and honestly, we've been in the portal since 12/12, but because that's a reflection, and 12 is a reflection of 21. But we will be feeling that 21 portal energy tomorrow. All right. So y'all can go ahead and start sending y'all love offerings and set your intentions. Nonetheless, when it comes to, just long story short, when it comes to the 12/21, you definitely want to set your intentions in regards to this upcoming year, what it is that you desire, what it is, what goals you want to set for yourself, what things you want to process, and it's heavy on the manifestations. All right. And it's not going to be only connected to next year, because like prime example, I planted the seed for my AudiQ weight. For the, I planted the seed. I started manifesting that for at the winter solstice, on the winter solstice of 2021. Yeah, winter solstice 2020. No, 2020. Winter solstice 2020 is when I started manifesting my RDQA, and I just materialized it. I just got it a few months ago. And so it took a few years, but so some things may manifest this upcoming year. Some things, it may take a few years or so, but you definitely want to use this energy when it comes to planting your seeds. So we have that going on. I also offered a 25% off for all of the ritual services that I provide on CrystalineMars.com. And I think I'm going to carry that special out for the entire month of December. Thinking about also doing some things when it comes to the services as well. That might not be a whole month long, but I do want to give back and extend my love to you. Even though I show up and y'all get free readings every day, I would love to still, give you an opportunity to get a personal something for a discounted price. And so CrystalineMars.com, I already have a few things discounted over there as far as the rituals. And I believe that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's go ahead and move on to the show. And the message of the day, y'all. Welcome, Shiva said, welcome back. Ashay. Thank you, Masterpiece, Empress. Peace to all of y'all. I love 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 y'all. Blaze said, I'm proud of you for facing your fears. Ashay. Isolana said, proud of you. This is why we put you on the spot. Haha, for practice. No, facts. I closed my eyes and I just went for it. So you said nice little bird. Thank you. You see the ancestors up there. So the message of the day is think for yourself, or someone else will do the thinking for you. Think for yourself, or someone else will do the thinking for you. I'm not sure who's experiencing this, where you may be talking to somebody, because what I saw specifically, this may be for 1 or 2 or 3 people specifically, but what I saw was somebody, let's say you're confiding in somebody or just talking to somebody about something that you're growing through. And then they're like projecting what they feel onto you. Like, let's just say you're like, well, I'm trying to figure out where this trauma came from. And, let's say you talk to a family member, and the family member, this is hypothetically, but it's an example. And the family member is like, well, remember when your mama used to always do you like that? And so it probably started there. Or, remember when you, so it probably started there or whatever. And then you take those things on like, you know what? I think that is where it started. You know what? And I'm not saying that, because there are times in conversations that certain things come up for us. You said, are you in my house right now? You were just talking about that. What you talk about? you know, there may be some things that come up and you're like, wow, like it sparks something within you. But then also sometimes that's not your freaking truth. But if you don't even know what your truth is, you may just take that on like, you know what? You right. Mama did do this or daddy did do that. And then when you really think about it, you're like, but my experience was really different. Even though they did do that, but that's not where I felt this from. Like that's not what this is connected to. You know, and that can be for anything when it comes to decisions that you have to make. That is something I had to be mindful of. That was one of my biggest lessons over the past 5 days when I was in the thick of it. It was be intentional. And I would talk to different people about different things. And then it was like I had to use my discernment when it came to, okay, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to use this? Where the meat at? Where the bones at? Because if I would have just went on what everybody was saying, I don't know what that outcome would have been, but it wouldn't have been what it was, okay? And so, you know, when it comes to you making certain decisions, and that's why, you know, I encourage that you continue to study self. You continue to study or learn about your career or your job or whatever it is so you can feel more confident in your decisions and your discernment. Okay? There's nothing wrong with bouncing off ideas. There's nothing wrong with considering. All right? But it is very important that you begin to think for yourself and make decisions for yourself that are based in logic. Because I was pulling a card earlier, and one of the cards that came out was trust your body and follow your instincts. And I was like, But there's another side to that as well, because depending on where your heart is, depending on the state of your solar plex chakra, depending on the condition of your throat chakra, you may not want to lean into them instincts, because instinctually, if you have a blocked root chakra and you don't feel safe, you don't feel secure, what are you instinctually going to do? What are you naturally going to do? You're going to shut down. You're going to run. You're going to escape. You're going to place barriers and walls up because instinctually you feel unsafe. And so it's not even about just trusting your instincts and trusting your intuition, because you can only see what you're ready to see. Okay? You can only see what you're ready to see. So are you looking for the duality? And that is a takeaway as well when it comes to considering what people are saying. It's not about blocking it off and saying, oh, no, you're wrong and I'm right, or I'm wrong and you're right. It's about looking for the wrong and the right, the dark and the light and the dark. And if somebody's telling you a truth, let's consider that, and let's seek the other side of it, the other truth, right? Because there's truth in the dark and there's truth in the light. And so seek both and you will be all right. Seek both and then base your decision off of both logic and intuition. And that's why it's important that we think about the past. And, you know, right now, as we are closing out year 2024, we're being called into reflection as we see the reflections around us. There may be certain things that are coming to the surface again for you to see yourself like, hey, this is where you still are. Or, hey, this is how far you've came. Hey, this is what you've done that worked. Hey, this was what you've done or what you're doing that is working. So we can make more wise decisions. So we don't have to continue to resist and have head-on collisions. So think about what you've done in the past. And that's why it's important that you know thyself. Because by me knowing myself, by my birthday's 8/18, I have a lot of Capricorn. That Capricorn is 8 energy. So I got the 8/18 there. And then I have the 18 adding up to 9. That's Scorpio. My moon is in Capricorn. So when it comes to me getting in my emotions, right, I'm definitely ready to address things right then. Say it how I say it. If you know any Capricorns, you know that they emotionally detach and they just go ahead and start talking, and no matter what it come out like, what it sound like, right? And so by me knowing this, that I have a lot of this energy where I would like to, sometimes I can impose my beliefs or my energy onto people and be very forceful. by nature, by me knowing this, I took that into consideration when it came to me interacting with people, when it came to me making certain decisions as well. Like, because in the past, I've done that. I've overstepped boundaries. People would tell me, like, hey, I'm not ready to talk. And then I'll be like, okay. And then the next day I'm calling them like, hey, we're going to motherfucking talk now. You know, there's little shit like that. And it's like, that didn't work because they still wasn't fucking ready. And so I consider those things in a now. Right? Somebody say, hey, I'm not in a space. I say, I honor that. I honor that. And in that space, I'm going to still do me and I'm still going to be lovely. And you're going to break eventually because my energy is contagious and it's all love here. And you can't help but feel the love, especially when it's authentic and genuine. But like I said, that's why it's important that we know ourselves so we can know like, ooh, naturally, I may lean into this. Naturally, I may speak like this. Naturally, I may think like this. Naturally, I may do these things. But is that the appropriate thing to do right now? Or how can I use that energy in a way? How can I transmute that and use that in a way that will bring me my most favorable results? Right? And so for prime example, with the full moon, there were things that were that made me feel emotionally rejected. Okay, there were things that made me feel rejected, right? And I was in my emotions, and you know, there was a path that I could have taken where I could have addressed the person and say, hey, like, I don't like that. Like, you doing too much. Like, I know what I know. I know what I did, what I didn't do, but you going all you dragging me, bitch. You know, I could have really went there, but then I was like, if I address it, no matter how I address it, now ain't the time. And so I had to lean more into that logic because intuitively I was like, I was able to see beneath the surface and I could see the hurt. I could see the distance. I could see the void. But then I had to use some logic and I was like, what's best right now? And I was like, I'm not going to say anything right now. Now is not the time. And it all panned out divinely as it needed to without me even having to say a word. Not saying that I won't ever talk about it, but I had to really lean into my logic and trust my intuition and discernment in the midst of it. So I hope that you take something away from that, which is pretty much, like I said, think for yourself. And then think about what you're thinking about. What are you rooted in? Are you rooted in fear? Are you still angry? Is it things that you are still harboring? Okay, from 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Let that shit motherfucking go. And look at you. Look at you. Let's stop making you statements and make I statements. What you gonna do? The song Promise just came on. What you gonna do? Now it's me and you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Keep blaming? That's not gonna get you nowhere. It's not. It's not. Remembering that we all have our own universe, right? And they're all reflections of us. And so if you're continuing to blame everybody else, you're forgetting that everybody else is you. If somebody don't like you, why don't they like you? Let's not just be like, oh, they jealous, they haters. What the hell you do? And even if you may not have done something, that's also why it's important to just understand, look at your birth chart. And also I was talking to some of my family members about this past weekend when it was like, and this is something I had to learn because it was challenging, but be open to hearing what other people got to say about you without trying to defend yourself. All right. And it may hurt. You may want to defend yourself because maybe somebody's perception of you is not true, but that is their perception of you. And it's not for you to take on what they're saying and then just try to make yourself be something that you're not, but take it into consideration. Prime example. I know I have like a lot of little, like, I ain't gonna say weird, but I'll say weird for lack of a better term. But with me having Scorpio in my chart, I have like a mysterious energy to me. With me having Capricorn, I have like a very like overwhelming energy to me as well. I can come off a little Rick Ross head ass. And as y'all know, especially the lovelies who vibe in, you already know, like, I'm a goof troop. I'm silly. I'm goofy. Duüblé. I love to play, but at the same time, I don't. But with me knowing that, hey, this is how I'm perceived. Like, you know, like, I can come off as being a bitch when I'm really not. I just said no thank you. I didn't say no thank you. I said no thank you. And I was just taken away. And so with me knowing these things, I was very mindful. I was very mindful of how I chose to use that energy. I'm in a room full of people and I would love to be distant because that's comfortable for me. But I'm like, no, that's going to recreate things that I don't want to create. Let me be mindful of my face. Is my face like this? To where I'm giving off the energy where leave me the fuck alone when really I don't want them to leave me fuck alone. So no, I'm going to have a little smile, you know. I'm going to bring in some more welcoming energy, you know, to just balance it out. I ain't go, thou shall not do the most. So I'm not about to be McDonald's sign upside down, you know, but if I'm not feeling that. But, you know thyself. And then each sign, each zodiac sign has a duality. So don't just lean on one side. Let's balance out the other. And so Isalana B said, how did that go, by the way? You visiting your fam? It was really uncomfortable at first. It was really, really, really uncomfortable at first because to those of you who don't know, I visited family members. Well, and my sister just joined. Well, my whole sister just joined. But I hadn't seen my siblings in like 18 years, nor have I talked to them. I talked to one of my siblings like 7 years ago, and she hurt my feelings and I blocked her. And so I didn't talk to her since. And so it was really, really uncomfortable being in their presence because I felt the distance. Like when I went to go hug them, I went in with an open heart because I've been doing my work, you know, and I already knew that it was going to be some resistance there. I knew it was going to be some like awkwardness there because of we don't know each other, you know, and also because of some things that were done, like I blocked my sister. So I knew to expect a certain level of resistance. But when I was in it, it was so overwhelming because it hurt. It just hurt accepting the truth, right? Because when I went to go hug them, like I would hug all my siblings with open arm. Well, like I would go to hug them like this, and they would all go hug me like this. They gave me the church hug, and I was like, ah. And then with my whole sister, they will hug her with the open mic. My whole sister has connections with. She's been connected with my other siblings. It was just me. And so when my half sisters would hug my whole sister, I noticed they hugged her with open arms. But with me, it was like, ah, and that just hurt my heart. I was like, this is ghetto. Like, this hurts. Like, I understand it, but it doesn't make it easy to deal with. And I was like, but be intentional, be intentional, be intentional. You know how we got here because of the distance. So now let's be intentional and not be distant. Because I was like, where do I fit in? Like, how do I choose to fit in? Because, and it's not about, because I know some of y'all might be like, oh, don't try to fit in where you don't fit. No, this is family. And I've always been distant because we moved to Virginia and I never had connections with them before we moved from home. So I just kind of kept that same energy when we moved here. And so I was like, fuck, move your emotions to the side, move your emotions to the side. But then I was like, but also honor the boundaries. I know my sister says she don't want no parts. And my brother, he ain't have no beef with me, but he just don't really have too much to say because, you know, we don't really talk like that. And so I was like, okay. So I was just battling that. But when my half sister gave me the half hug, I boohoo cried. Like I had walked out the room and that's when it all like just hit me. This was the first day that we got there. And I was like, whoa, this is overwhelming. I don't like this feeling of denial, or I don't like this feeling of rejection. And I wanted to be in denial and just hope that everything would be at least copacetic, you know, but my half sister was like, she was making me sit in that shit. And she's a Taurus and the moon was in Taurus at that time. And I was like, oh shit. So she was definitely making me sit in my shit indirectly. And so that was the first day. And I was like, this is overwhelming. I don't like it. And then the next day at the funeral, it happened again where my sister was just like not fucking with me. And I talked to my brothers and I didn't say too much. I was just like, long story short, can I get your number? You know, I will do better. This is a clean slate for me. I miss you. I love you. And my brothers, they were cool. But, you know, bitches be like. So my sister, my Taurus sister, she was like not fucking with me. And my feelings, once again, it's like everything just came to the surface, full moon. And I was just crying. And I'm like, I wasn't crying playing victim. I was more so crying by myself. Like, I wasn't crying to them like, why did you do that? It was just like, fuck. And I could not hold it back and they were in my face. And so I ended up talking to my sister and she still won't really fuck with me like that. But like I said, but then as time went on, my whole sister and the energy just kind of like moved on through and we were able to at least share the same space, and we laughed, and she came over that night and we laughed and everything was cool. Well, it was better, I would say. It was a little better. It was more warm, not hot. It was more warm, not cold, because it was cold and hot at the same time. And so the next day, my sister, she came over again and we were like sitting at the round table talking. And I had this realization because I was like, when in the past I was very, and some of y'all may can resonate with this, where it comes to you being like some of y'all always felt like just very introverted when it comes to family relations or just relationships, period. And now that you're older, you're like, this is awkward. Like, how do you relate? How do you have conversations with people? How do you really get to build, how do you build relationships with people? Because I never really had like very strong relationships, I'll say. I've had relationships with strong relationships. I don't have many strong relationships. And so I'd always just try to stay away from it, but it was always a desire that I had. I just didn't know what that looks like or how to even create that. And so I've been on my journey studying numerology, astrology, birth charts, sun signs, moon signs, all of these things. And I was telling my half sister, I was like, this is a middle for me, because now, I'm coming into these relationships and I'm like, okay, I kind of got relationship anxiety because I don't know what to ask. I don't know what to say, but I do know numerology. I do know astrology. So what's your birthday? But then it was a balance in that too, because it's like, Duüblé, don't be coming with don't be talking about damn astrology and numerology all goddamn day, because But that is helping me with understanding the people around me, beneath the surface. And so my sister told me that she was a Taurus sun, and what was she? She was a Taurus, a Gemini moon, and whatever it was. And I was like, okay, that makes sense why you were so, vocal with the you don't give a fucks, and it just made more sense, and I was like, that's what brings me comfort and security in this new space that I'm in, is because I have like resources and tools and knowledge that can help me navigate these spaces and even understand those around me, so we can coexist and co-create and live in harmony. And so that was that. And by the end of the trip, like I said, I did spend some time with my mom's side of the family. Same thing. It was a headache at first. And then by the end of it, we closed out with like a family reunion kind of thing. But it was really a beautiful dual experience. And so that was a trip. And, it was also just showing me, one, the importance of moving in integrity, because you never know who's looking. We say stuff like that often on the show, but my half sister told me that one of her friends had sent her a clip of me, not even knowing that I was her sister. And my half sister looked at the video, she was like, this is my damn sister. And the girl was like, for real? And I was like, oh shit. I just be doing me, I do what I do up here, but I would have never thought that a random person would know my sister, and they saw me on social media and showed my sister me, like, and it just showed me, like, you never know who's watching. And so always lead with integrity, and continue to do your work, because at the end of the day, we are coexisting. We're sharing this space with others, and when you know how to navigate it, you can then really make some things shake for yourself and others around you. And so that's what I got, y'all. So I kind of just went on a tangent because Lovely did ask, and I didn't really tell y'all about, because remember I told y'all what it was gonna be like leading into it. Remember I was like, I ain't seen it forever, and like I said, I had to sit in it because I was like, Duüblé, this is what you created. You let life, and you let time go on, 18 years go on, and you didn't take initiative and really, because I could have said, well, y'all didn't reach out, y'all were the elders, y'all were, but it was like, I know within myself, I wasn't doing the work either. I wasn't trying to reach out. I was as of last year. But, I had to sit in what I created. And I was like, fuck. Now, in this moment, I'm going to create I'm going to be intentional with what I create. And I'm be intentional with what I say. And it's not about what you say. Ultimately, it's about what you do. So say less, do more. Right? That's what the guy said at the funeral, too. It was I will do better. I will do better in 2025. But for me, it's I will do better moving forward. And also, when it came to my brother, y'all know my brother transitioned. That's why I went to Georgia. One of the reasons, because it was 2 funerals. And my mom, I didn't get anything from my brother. I did want something from him, because y'all know I like to do my works, and I like to have artifacts and things like that from my ancestors. And so I asked for something, and it was a really busy day. This was the time of the repast. And so they were cooking the food, serving the food and stuff like that. So I did put a bug in their ear that I wanted something. But then it was almost time for us to go. And my mom was like, you need to make sure you get what you need, you know, before you leave. And I was like, well, I know what's for me is for me. So I'm not going to sweat it. I'm not going to pressure them and be like, hey, I'm about to go. Don't forget about me, head ass. And I just trusted that I will leave with whatever I'm supposed to leave with. I did get some dirt from the cemetery so I can connect with his energy, and he can, you know, I can help with healing and, you know, doing bloodline work. And I was like, and if that's what I was supposed to leave with, then I shade to that. But before we left, his half sister came to me and she gave me his glasses that he got shot in. And so it's blood all in the glasses and everything. And my last digits of my phone number is 2020 vision. And for me to get gifted his glasses that he transitioned in, it was just like, I was like confirmation in regards to, you know, my vision. What's your vision, Duüblé? What do you see for not just yourself, but your family, you know? And I know, and it was like, it wasn't until my brother transitioned, that's what really forced me into a space of, you got to do better. You got to, because I was already talking about it, but it wasn't until his transition I had to face everything. I had the opportunity to then choose too. And so I was like, wow, to that. So I put his glasses in a little Ziploc bag, and I will be using those glasses, you know, to connect with him and do healing and things like that. But that was just confirmation that I'm doing what I need to do. You know, I'm doing the work to clear the fog, right? Get the little gunk out the eyes, move the emotions to the side so we can see clearly what we're here to do. And also see through others' gunk, you know, because a lot of what we do, how we talk to each other, how we treat each other has nothing to do with us, or it has, how people do you has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with themselves. And I won't say it has nothing to do with you, because you may have contributed, right? Like, they won't fuck with me because of what I didn't do. But then it was also internal things that they're battling as well. People, I'm talking about, you know. And so when you clear the fog within yourself, then you can see through the mask. You can see behind the mask when it comes to the people that you're involved with. Somebody's going off on you. You understand, like, wow, you're really going off because your inner child is hurt. You're really going off because you feel like a failure, or you're really going off because you just lost your job, or you're really going off because you are behind on rent, or so that's not towards me. And when you have that perspective and you're able to see it for what it is, you can then intentionally navigate that space and say, what do I need to say or not say? Or how do I need to show up right now in this moment? Because this is not happening to me. It's happening for me to show up intentionally and to use the energy, to show the energy, to guide the energy through. So what you going to do with it? All right. So that's what we got here. The Inevitable Truth said, I want to say thank you for being vulnerable enough to share the lessons you are learning and how you are still growing while being a guide for others. For sure. For sure. That's why when y'all come through and y'all be like, I love Brother Logas, I love y'all union. That's why he always reminds y'all, like, yeah, but y'all don't know what we do. You know, y'all don't know what we go through outside, you know, behind the scenes when y'all ain't on the screen and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, we still human. I'm human. When they say we spiritual beings having human experience, I am a motherfucking human. So I too grow through things. I too don't, you know, sometimes I let my emotions get the best of me, and it's a work in progress, but it's about transparency. It's about transparency and you being honest with yourself, nonetheless, like I said. And when you are honest with yourself, it ain't nothing that nobody can bring off the shelf and bring to your face and it now triggers you, or it now makes you feel convicted, because you already looked in the mirror. You already hugged that aspect of yourself. That's why anybody who tries to hold me to what I did or who I was, I let them do that, because that was a version of me. It was a very immature version of me. It was a dark version of me. It was a hurt version of me. It was. Now what? Am I now going to respond in that same dark way? Am I now going to respond in that same hurt way? Am I now going to respond in that same ignorant way? No, I'm not. Because I know better. Right? So let's go ahead with the show, y'all. So we got the message of the day. Melody talking about screams and excitement. Hey, baby. Hey, babes. Hey. Master said Duüblé is very transparent. For sure. Transparency is so beautiful, not just for yourself, but other people as well. Because a lot of times we're all struggling we're all struggling in some way, shape, or form. And you never know what your transparency may do for somebody else too. Right? So it's about being relatable and beyond being honest at the same time. So let's get into the daily energy, y'all. Y'all know I am no longer doing the daily energy. I'm letting spirit sit with me. I'm sitting with it. And I'm just being very intentional when it comes to what I bring to the table, when I bring it to the table. But I am going to be posting readings for sure. And when it comes to the rest of the content on our YouTube channel, I will be, you'll see it as it comes. And I'll just say that so y'all tune in for sure. But I will still be doing the daily energy for the show. And if y'all want any live readings, y'all can send y'all love offerings in as well. Kyla, I'm not sure if you're still in here, but Kyla did send her love offering in tonight. But I do have a few more slots open if you'd like to, so y'all could go ahead and send those in. But I'm going to go ahead and cover the daily energy for 12/18/2024. All right. What is the day, though? Hold on. I didn't do the math. So we got 8, 8, 16, 7, 7 plus 1, 8, 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 1, 11, 2. So tomorrow's a 2 day. So we have the 2 and the moon is in Libra. I'm in Leo. Okay, so we have the 2 there. Okay, so that's talking about the duality, the partnerships, the endings and the beginnings, and how you can play a part in that. All right, y'all. So the moon is in Leo for 12/18/2024. And this is it all starts with the heart. It all starts with the heart. Being that this is the middle of the week, this is Wednesday, door opener day. And so, I would recommend that with the moon being in Leo, Leo rules the heart. This will be a beautiful day for you to just check in with your heart space. Check in with your heart space, whatever that looks like for you. It may be journal prompts. It may be meditation, right? I like to close our eyes and visualize a scale and put a feather on one side and put your heart on one side just to see where your heart posture is. It can be you having, conversations. And like I said, the heart will always speak the truth. The heart will always come up through that throat chakra and speak. So on this day, being that it is Wednesday is Mercury Day, which governs our communication as well as our thoughts and learning. And so there may be some conversations because you may think that you're somewhere, but it is until you are confronted with the opportunity to address it or whatever, that's when you see where you really are. So on this day, there may be some conversations that arise. There may be somebody that arises or a situation that arises that once triggered you or something like that, and you will see where you really, really are, right? Rather it's healed or rather it's still processing or rather it's, you still are bitter, you're still hurt, you're still damaged. So this is a great day for you to really, really, really be honest with yourself. If you don't have a conversation with nobody else, have a conversation with yourself. Have a conversation with yourself. Oh, and I'm getting so full because it was so many conversations I had to have with myself. And it's nothing like facing a situation or a person where in the past version of you, it would have triggered you and you are not in that space. That was big. And that showed me a lot. That showed me a lot when it came to my siblings, when it even come to other people who I have hurt and who have hurt me. And for me to still hold space. For me to still greet them with open arms. Truthfully, from a genuine heart space. Now that's where you want to be. That's why I speak so passionately. And there's no coincidence why I'm a Leo sun. I'm going to always come back to the heart. And so do this for yourself later. You ever see somebody hurt and you just be like, whoo, I'm glad that ain't me. I remember that was me. I'm glad I'm not in that space anymore. But we got to be honest with ourselves in the dark. And not lying and just saying, oh, it's okay, and just trying to make excuses. No, feel it. If you're angry, feel that. If you're frustrated, feel that. Feel it. And then on purpose, let's look at the other side like, okay, now I feel it. Now how can I heal this? Because ultimately I don't want to dwell here. I don't like this ghetto. I don't like feeling angry. I don't like when I'm around somebody and now I'm feeling anxious because the stuff from the past is arising again. I don't want that. Even if you don't ever talk to me ever again, I don't want to feel that. I don't want that to dwell within me. I don't want to be the host to that parasite. And as we are in winter season, this is the time. And that's why I love studying where the planets at, bitch. What's going on with the planets? Mercury in retrograde? Oh, shit. Okay, so I know it's going to be a little lack in communication. And it's going to be a little chaotic. Oh, it's a full moon, motherfucker? Oh, shit, bitch. Okay. So you can move accordingly. Okay? So to those of you who are experiencing resistance when it comes to the relationships in your life, when it comes to just things that you are trying to do, dig a little deeper and see what else is influencing your experience here. And then you can navigate it in a way that serves you. So you may show up and be at service to the reflections of you. So on this day, on the 18th, and my birthday on the 18th. And so I resonate with this 18 energy. And 18, like I said, is very fixed energy. It's very fixed energy. It's very stuck in one's ways. It's very extreme when it comes to either very high and light or very low and dark. And it's like the balance. The balance. Let's look at both. What needs to stop? And let's be real. Because the 18 adds up to 9. So what needs to be deaded? What needs to be put down in the dirt? What intentions needs to be set? What needs to be repotted? What weeds need to be pulled up? So we can start anew. Okay? Because if you're not mindful, if you're not intentional, the new will come right on in and you will sabotage that bitch. You will sabotage that bitch and then recreate the same hell that you've experienced. And this was an opportunity for you to choose different. But because you were still in that same mindset, operating from that same hurt space, you recreated what you don't even want. Be honest with yourself and what you've created, whether you like it or not. But release the shame as well and the guilt. Take accountability and then release that shit. Because you remember like, hey, okay, I did. But in this moment and the moments thereafter, I will be intentional. I know what I didn't know now. I know now what I didn't know then. I have the tools. I got the little breath work. I know I need to breathe, or I know I need to go ground, or I know I need to get my little sage or whatever. I know I need to shut up and just kind of like let my higher self come through and guide me. Whatever it is. But be honest. What are you recycling? So, these are some conversations that you can have with yourself. Come on. Somebody in this room is in denial right now when it comes to you and how you've been showing up or the lack thereof. It is somebody in this room right now that is in denial when it comes to, hey, you could do that a little differently. It is somebody in this room who is still playing victim and not taking accountability for the part that you played, even if that was you saying no or stop. It is somebody in this room who has a cold heart because maybe you were loving and you were, this kind person and you give the shit off your back and you were taken advantage of. And so now you like, nah, fuck all these hoes. There is somebody in this room who's still harboring something from your siblings, from what happened with your mama or your daddy when you were younger or in your most recent past. There is somebody in this room who has still not stepped into their power and say, you know what? I choose differently. There is somebody in this room that's saying, you know what? I am going to move different. I am moving different. Okay? But, so, with this 12-18 energy, with the moon being a Leo, the 18 adds up to 9. 9 is the ruled by the planet Mars, which is the planet of war. So there may be some battle between love and war. All right? Love good, hate evil. But honestly, what I channeled is lean more into love. Lean more into love. Lean more into love. Lean more into love. Regardless of what hate's being thrown your way, lean more into love. But what can help you love is understanding. But you will only understand if you have the intentions to understand. You will only understand if you ask questions. If you look at all of the divine connections. And then when you choose that love, then you are now in harmony with all things. And just because you choose love, love does not mean naive. Okay? Choosing love does not mean, okay, yeah, I'm just going to choose to let you be, step on me and I'm going to be a doormat. No. In love, there is boundaries. But in love, ultimately, there is acceptance of all. Remembering that all is and all, it will always be a duality. It will always be some shit. It's going to always be some sweets, right? It's going to be some bitters. It's going to be some sweets. It's going to be some negatives. It's going to be some positive. It's going to be some suns. It's going to be some moons. It's going to be some ace boons. It's going to be some coons. Right? So with this battle, like I said, there may be some things that come up today, tomorrow. Maybe some things came up today. I don't know. I just said that. But on the 18th. And also, honestly, too, y'all know we are in this portal for 12/21, and 12/21 is going to be we're going to have that peak energy from this portal that we're already in because we entered it 12/12, and it's going to be at its peak on 12/21, and then we're going to have the shadow period 3 days after. This is the time to go ahead and clear it out. Clear it out. Some of y'all may need to book a heal the past personal ritual, 25% off. Because some of y'all may be just trying to, you want to do a door opener ritual. You want to do a sweet life manifesto. But before we get to the sweets, we got to get to the sours. First it's sour, then it's sweet. Right? So what have you not addressed yet? This is the time to address those things internally. A lot of the times we think it has to be an external conversation, and everything ain't for everybody. Because remember, everybody is you. So what you're dying to tell your boss, tell yourself that. You're dying to tell your boss, hey, I'm tired of being unseen, unheard. Well, look in the mirror. How are you contradicting yourself? What do you say that you don't stand on? What do you do that you don't even acknowledge? What victories, what accomplishment have you had, and you don't see what you do? I'm dying to tell my lover, you need to spend time with me. You need to spend time with your motherfucking self. That's really what you're saying. So, like I said, some of these conversations you may find is really just you talking to you. It's always you talking to you. Really. Everybody that you talk to. I remember when I was talking to my mom and my sister, we had a triangular conversation. My mom was sitting on one side of the bed. My sister was on the other side, and I was in the middle. And this was on Sunday, the full moon, Gemini. And we were talking. I just saw myself and my mama. I heard me talking to me through her. Same with my sister. And I was just telling them, like, hey, we're in this Gemini energy, the reflections, the mirrors. And then I had to take a step back and I said, hold on, Duüblé, you need to listen to that too. You shut the hell up now and listen to you. What are you saying to you? What do you need to do, baby boo? Right? So back to the daily energy. Face the enemy in all of the forms it chooses to show up. Okay? This enemy may show up in, just things that you may want to do that bring you comfort. This enemy may show up in unhealthy habits. This enemy may show up in unhealthy thoughts. Right? This enemy may show up in, it may show up in your lover. It may show up in your children, your boss, coworker. And be intentional, like I said. Be very intentional. Because it's going to be an 18-day, a 9-day, you may want to lean into, you want to fuck around, I'll let you find out. But I want you to remember, everything does not warrant a response. And don't you meet nobody where you are. You call them up to where you are. And sometimes that's, speaking a little softer. Sometimes that's just listening. I was thinking about that too. Because I was like, for real, all of us just really want to be heard. Especially being that we're all in our own universe, right? And it's all reflections of us. What somebody may be trying to convince to you is really them just trying to convince themselves to believe or convince themselves to do, right? And so just hearing somebody out and asking them questions so they could think and then answer, that can serve you and it can serve the other person. Because then you can learn something about them and you can learn something about yourself and vice versa. There may be some questions that you ask that spark something within them. Like, wow, I never even thought to ask myself that question, or I never even thought about it that way. How do I really feel about that? I'm just hearing the impeccable listening. Somebody may want to revisit what's the book? The 4 Agreements. The 4 Agreements book. But be an impeccable listener. 48 Laws of Power. How to win friends and influence people. Ask them questions about themselves. Get to know them. But it is often when we don't feel seen, when we don't feel heard, that we try to take over and we try to make it about ourselves. Or what we think we know, or whatever. So do that and watch how things shift. They're going to end up hanging up the phone feeling so accomplished. You know what I mean? So on this day, with all that being said, this will be a good day to do a reset fast, right? A cleansing fast. This could be how you can fast however you may. This would be a good day to fast, though. If you want to say, hey, I'm going to only eat fruit and water until 6 o'clock. I'm going to eat only between 6 and 8. Or I'm only going to eat fruit and water throughout the day. Or I'm not going to be on my cell phone for the day. Or I'm not going to be on social media for the day, except for the Crystaline Marshall. Hey. But whatever this fasting is, it does feel like it's around food, though, honestly. It could be around other things, but, definitely this will be beneficial when it comes to just working with this energy and purging and clearing it out. So fruit fast, or fasting to a certain time, and then even in that window, just being, eat a hearty meal, eat something intentional. Peace, Danielle. Lovely said, it's Danielle from Instagram, one of the OG Lovelies gang. I miss you very much. I love you. I saw you earlier. That's why I had to stop, because I had to acknowledge you, because you've been sitting there for a minute, and I see you. I love you. But yeah, so fast, okay? And also, this may be good to do as well, because when it comes to digging, and asking yourself these questions and things like that, it'll be easier for you to hear, your ancestors, hear your higher self, and get these answers that you are looking for. Journaling the truth as well. Journaling is going to be a powerful tool as well. Y'all may even want to check out the journal prompts that I have for free on crystalinemars.com. If you click on spiritual services, you'll see Heal and Transform Yourself. And there may be some journal prompts that just bring some things to the horizon. You may want to look at whatever chakra resonates with you, all of them, or the heart chakra. But journaling and being honest. Hold on. So with this journaling, it's just kind of like just dumping what you really, really think, you know, subconsciously what you think, not what you want to think, not what you like to manifest. Like, what do you really feel? Like, this will be good to just get it out on paper so you can see what's really going on in your head. And that may bring some light to you as well. And ask yourself, what are your fears? What are your fears, okay? And how are you blocking yourself from entering this door, right? The 18th, like I said, this falls on a Wednesday. This is the hump day, the middle of the week, Papa Legba's day, door opener day. And Papa Leg was like, for some of us, he's like, I opened the door, but you still didn't walk through it. Or I opened the door, but you're going back and forth because you don't understand something yet. I opened the door, but you're in there, but you're sabotaging it because of XYZ. Or whatever these things are. And so definitely connecting with Tahuti may even be something that's beneficial, right? So, or Obatala for the wisdom, for the insight, and for the healing as well. And yeah, because some of y'all definitely are ready to walk through some doors. Some of y'all have already walked through some doors, or you're manifesting certain things, but you may have like some self-sabotaging thoughts in regards to what awaits. And let's go ahead and address that so we can go ahead and clear it out, okay? It's like, it just feels like a acknowledgement needs to be had, because some of us may be in denial about certain things, and it is that denial that is blocking. Like, it's okay to say, I'm scared to go up there and sing. Acknowledge that. You don't got to lie to yourself and be like, oh, I ain't scared, I ain't never scared. You are, because you're shaking. You are. I feel your energy, right? So be honest with yourself, and then acknowledging that, then you can allow in the tools and your support to come in whatever way that looks like, okay? So that's what we got here. It's a lot of B says, stop. I have the book and the deck. You do? I have the book. Let me find out. We got to read the 4 agreements on Crystaline Mars. Let me find out. What Kyla say? We about to get into tarot tea time, y'all. Mystique said that part. That's me. Fuck all these hoes. But me hear you. I choose differently. Yeah, Mystique, I ain't fooling with you. You need to get your life. Mars talking about, yo, you bad. Hey, Mars. Pray for Nemic said, hi, are you a medium or a shaman or something like this? So I would consider myself a medium. Yes. Kyla said, I'm almost done with my 15-day detox on certain veggies and fruit, but it will be social media outside of the show. Ashe. I need to do the damn journal prompts. Ashe. Be impeccable with your word. Never make assumptions. Do your best. And I always forget one. It's a listening, right? Take nothing personal is the 4th truth. There you go. You have it too. Ashe. 4 agreements. 1 is be impeccable with your word. So impeccable listening, does that fall into the impeccable with your word? Because I remember the impeccable listener. What one was that? I guess I gotta go look, huh? But be impeccable with your word. Make no assumptions. Take nothing personal. And do your best. Ashe. All right, y'all. Ashe, ashe. Peace, y'all. What you say? Masterpiece. Oh, you got the little maracas. You got the little maracas? Blanco said, man, I feel like you were in the session with me and my mentor today. I was. Y'all know I'm the fly on the wall. I'm the fly on the wall. The Inevitable Truth said, The Circle of Fire by that same author is fire. It's about a return to love. Graffiti said, you have room for one more read? I do. Kyla said, number 3 is a struggle for me. Taking nothing personal. See, now that, take nothing personal, I can't say that without saying, do take it personal, because it is very personal. Everything that you experience directly connects to you. And it's very personal. That's why I said, like, how a person talks to you and things, it has nothing to do with you, but it does at the same damn time. It's very personal, but I think it's important that we look at the other side of it being personal, because, you know, when we say don't take it personal, we're more so talking about, like, don't take the negative as it being a personal attack. But instead saying, no, it is personal. It's to help me grow. It's to help me, you know, activate this throat chakra, use this throat chakra, or it's this person is talking down on me so I can call myself up or whatever. Like, it's really personal. It really is. So there is a duality to both, right? So that's what I got. Ashe. Mystique said, although the 144 is of resonance at the top, let's get the likes up. Oh, they don't move now. Yes, let's get the likes up YouTube. Thank you. Yes, Graffiti, I do have room for one reading. Kyla, would you like to leave your question? I think she did. Okay. All right. So I have a anonymous question that was put in the box. And let me see what I got for you, Kai. For Kyla's question, y'all give me one sec. All right. So just Kai, to answer your question, it is yes. Yes. So peace to the Middle East. All right. Or just don't have high expectations. So next up, we got I sent for a reading. Don't forget me. I didn't. I'm about to get to it. Lee Tall said, don't take it personal means don't let it affect you too much, positive or negative. Ashe to that. Yes. Ashe. All right, so I'm going to get into the personal readings. Y'all stay with us because y'all know it's probably something in here for y'all. But right after this, I will be getting into the collective reading. So let's see. It's Alana B said that they sent in a love offering. Yes, for sure. Okay, so yep. All right. So we got a love for It's Alana. Ashe. Ashe, and I got you a love offering for the 1221 ritual graffiti. Ashe. Welcome into y'all who have joined. Oh, wow. Just Kai. That's crazy. Yup. Yup. Bye, Felicia. That's hilarious. They know you know now. They said, oh, shit. Luke said, my name is Luke. I could feel your energy through my phone. Ashe to that. All right, y'all. I got to pour my tea. All right. So, it's Alana B for love. Oh, see, this is why I need my dad. I'm sad. Somebody book a love reading for them all. Because I'm going to go get the cards that Guave and Blaze purchased for me, and so I'm gonna pull them tomorrow. So somebody book a love reading. So what else we got here? Oh, and y'all don't forget, I am now accepting love gifts. Love gifts. I have an Amazon gift list, wish list on our YouTube. I mean, I need to add it to the YouTube. I think I did. I don't know. But it is definitely on our Instagram. In the links, you'll see it. All right. And also, if y'all have any questions for me, y'all know I'll answer the questions at the end of Tarot Tea Time. You can put them in an anonymous box if you're on Instagram. But if y'all have any Q&As, y'all can ask them now or forever hold your peace. So, it's Alana. You got the past, the present, the past, and future all exist simultaneously. Collectively, they are assisting you in the now if you allow. Apply what you've learned in the past and stay focused on where you are growing. So, when it comes to love, this literally feels directly connected to what I've been talking about this whole damn show. I talked about the past, you know, using the past to be intentional when it comes to what you want to create in this present so you can have a desirable outcome in the future. So when it comes to just your relationships and how you typically show up, like I said, especially on tomorrow, it's Alana. It feels like with this energy that's come out so far, definitely reflect on, you know, where you may need to make some adjustments and just be more intentional. Just be more intentional. You said you pulled that card out last night. Look at you with your Fortitude deck. Y'all go get y'all Fortitude Oracle and your OG deck and your Unveiled deck. What else we got for love? For It's Alana. We have Mature Man, card number 5, Papa Legba, Mercury energy. So this is definitely connected to tomorrow. So I mean, what does this Alana need to do tomorrow? I mean, There may be some blockages, right? Because we were talking about the heart. Yeah, we have the imprisonment. I just shuffled it though. Yeah, and we have marriage here. Mature man, and we have marriage here. Okay, hold on. And we have thoughts. So it does feel like there's just a balance that needs to be had when it comes to your throat chakra, Isalana. Okay? Because you love hard, you're very honest. You're a very, very honest person, and I am not encouraging you to lie, but it does feel like there is a balance that needs to be had when it comes to you speaking on what you're thinking about, because not everything needs to be said. Not everything needs to be said, and it does feel like that creates resistance in your relationships. And it's not that resistance is going to always be in existence. So it's not that you need to quote unquote avoid resistance, but don't create unnecessary resistance here. We have the Lovers here. Yeah, this is okay. And we have change, right? Change. We have the change and we have the Lover. So that's just confirmation in regards to there's some shifts that need to happen when it comes to how you express your love. You may think a lot, but you may not show it or something like that, because maybe you want to wait until you feel completely secure, right? And it's like, love is a risk. We have Thief here. Love is a risk that you take. All right, we have Thief here, and we have Community. We have Community here. So, okay. So Spirit's calling for you to, yeah, we have Congrats, you passed the test. Spirit's calling for you to really put more of your energy into being of service and learning about those around you. We know that you have your things going on, but it does feel like Spirit's calling for you to take you out of it and like show up and like add. And it's not saying like overexert yourself, but when you are connecting with people, like make it more about them, not to feed their ego, not to get along, but so you can build connections and understand who it is that you're connecting with or something like that. Okay, we have Sekhmet here, heart energy. But Sekhmet is very protective, so this can be symbolizing that you're guarding your heart in some way. So you may have some, yeah, we have Give It Time. And I'm now starting to feel a weight on my heart. It feels like it's slowly being placed. So there may be something that you are like, you know, still processing or still healing when it comes to the heart center. Give it time. Right? Be intentional. But we have Divine Masculine here. We have Sekhmet, Give It Time, Divine Masculine. So, yes, continue to do your work like I talked about earlier. And we're going to get one more and we're going to close out for you, Isalana. Mystique said, this is for me. I told you. That's why I tell y'all to stay in here, because I'm sure it's something for you. We have Unplanned Pregnancy here. So, it does feel like with this Divine Masculine, you may be trying to control things. And Spirit's like, it's going to be some things that were not in your ego's plans, right? But your higher self had plans, right? And so the best thing that you can do, okay, also, yeah, yes. I'm seeing a mother who is about to give birth. And, you know, even while she's carrying that baby, that DNA, all of the mother's traumas, all of the mother's emotions, all of the mother's experiences, whatever, it is being embedded into that child. And so, like I talked about earlier on the show, where I was like, you may fuck around and manifest something and then you sabotage it. And, you know, that's what it feels like, you know. So go ahead and do your work now, even with the relationships that you have. So when that new energy comes and overwhelms you, you can bask in it and not block it out. Okay, so heart exercises, heart tapping, wearing your greens, massaging your heart chakra, visualizing your heart chakra opening, but you also want to do the other chakras as well, but you may just want to emphasize on the heart, especially on Wednesday. Doing that on Sundays is also a very powerful day, because that is Leo energy. And on Fridays, so Fridays and Sundays, you may just want to like let that be your heart day or something like that. That's what I got for you, it's Alana. All right. So what we got here? Next up is Graffiti. Graffiti, what kind of reading would you like, babe? Pray for Namek said, is automatic writing considered mediumnity? Because I started doing this beside of meditation, but I can't get understandable. Hold up. I can't get understandable structured messages, only separate words that I don't know how to interpret. So yes, I would consider the writing being a form of mediumship. That is a being that's essentially taking over and, you know, writing, or they may not necessarily be taking over. You may just be channeling some energy from them. But when it comes to how to interpret, that may be, you know, just something that you have to, you may just want to do more third eye and crown chakra exercising, massages, lavender oil, wearing lapis lazuli, crystals such as Super 7 to help with heightening your intuition and helping you with decoding that. But it's a process. But yes, that is a form. There are times where it was a while ago since I've done this, but I just scribble things, you know, and get the messages as I scribble, you know. So yeah. You said, sorry, I'm French. Parlez-vous français? Y'all know I love saying that. Don't ask me nothing else. Oh, baby, you good. Okay, so let me see what kind of reading Graffiti want. Ancestral. Graffiti wants an ancestral. I shade Graffiti. I love you. All right. Of course, babe. Thanks for asking. All right, so Graffiti wants an ancestral, and to my understanding, that is our last love donation for the night, and I'll be moving into the collective tarot tea time. So y'all stay with us. Mystique said, I love you, sis. Gotta drive. Safe travels. I love you. See you later. Ashe. So Graffiti, it feels like you've been doing your best. There may have been something that's been really testing your patience. It does feel like you've been pulling all you got to push through an uncomfortable situation where you just want to throw the towel in. Like, you know what? I'm good on you. I am good on you. Like, I just don't want to deal. And you've been being intentional. You may feel that. And then, but you push through. You're like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Damn, like, I see you definitely battling yourself with something, but you did it. And so they're happy and thankful that you are pushing through this very, you know, challenging time right now. It does feel like it's connected to your relationships. It does feel like it's connected to your relationships, and you're just learning what grace looks like, and you're just trying to really zoom out and fly higher. But your ancestors, we got the Goddess Circle, Wheel of Change here. We have Wheel of Change. Let me see what else we got here. Guave said, Alana reading resonated for sure. Ashe. Let's see what we got here. All right, we got Balance and Harmony. This is beautiful. So you got the Wheel of Change and you got the balance and harmony here. So it does feel like, yeah, that's been a message when it comes to, I don't know if I said it on the show so far, but are you going to flow or are you going to have friction? Will you let it be flow or will you let it be friction? Will you create friction here? And like I said, I've been seeing you've been moving more into that flow state. And so with that flow state, you're allowing for things to just move as it needs to. And it's not requiring as much effort as it has in the past. Things are coming together. This does feel like it's connected to a masculine energy. We have the patriarch here and we have the father of water here. So that is very masculine energy. We have good juju here. We have manifestation here. We have good juju and manifestation. So that's really, really, really beautiful. But speaking of the ancestors, you see like the tree of life here. The tree of life here. So you're definitely, wow, this is amazing. Graffiti. Ah, I just got the chills. What I see for you is like you've been in the trenches, Graffiti, and this future reality, it does feel like it may be in 2026 that it all comes full circle for you, because yes, this is important. Everybody but Graffiti. 2025 is a 9-year. Then we talked about this on the last show, I believe, but I said that I reminded us that we experienced 9-year cycles, because after 2025 is 2026. 2 plus 2 plus 6 adds up to 10, but if you drop that 1, it's a 1. You drop that 0, it's a 1 year, right? Because it's only 9 numbers, and it's only 9 numbers, and everything else is an extension of. And so 2026 is year 10. But that's why it's important that we do our work, right? That we do our work and release what needs to be released, sever what needs to be severed within this next upcoming year. Because whatever we do not release, whatever we do not recover, whatever we do not heal, whatever we do not acknowledge, it will carry on into this new cycle in 2026. And, you know, so, but with this good juju for you, I do see things coming full circle, where, because what I saw for you when I said I see your future, it's like you living a life of luxury. Honestly, I know it's not about the luxury for you, but you do like nice things. You do want a comfortable life. You do desire the liberty to travel, to go treat your loved ones and not have to, you know, check your bank account. You do desire to have your dream car. You do have these desires of your heart. But it's like right now you're in the thick of it. You are in the thick of it. And it's like when you make it out of this, you won't even believe how deep in that you were. You know, people, you may share your testimony with people like, yo, you won't believe that I was homeless. I don't know if that's your story, but even if it's not, that's just an example of like, you won't believe that I went through these things, because you're not going to look like what you've been through. There's so much wisdom that you will be gaining and that you will be sharing. This next upcoming year is going to be very, 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 very transformative. It's going to be very, very transformative in a way where you're going to be activating like that higher self, like really emerging with that higher self and walking in your God body, like on all levels. Like right now you are, but not fully. And I see that full activation around January 1st, 2026. You're definitely going to be in a whole different vibration, whole different reality. And so just continue to be intentional. Just continue to be intentional and remember that this is all happening for you. We have new home. Congratulations. I told you. Come on, I'm ready to get into the collective now, bitch. Come on. We have sacral chakra in reverse here. Give me one more. Or 2 more. Give me 2 more. Thank you. And we have tomorrow. And we have third party, no thanks. It was in reverse. So new home, congratulations. Sacral chakra in reverse. Then third party, no thanks came out in reverse. And tomorrow. So you too is getting this check-in tomorrow when it comes to the balance and the harmony and the flow of the heart chakra. Because with the sacral chakra being in reverse, sacral chakra, that is where our creativity lies. That is where our divine feminine energy lies, where our energy of being receptive lies as well, and sexuality, sensuality, and those things. But with that being in reverse, and we have third party, no thanks, this feels like you blocking off community, or you blocking off doing work with certain kind of people or something like that. Or you may just have this vision where you're doing it by yourself, and, you know, open yourself up, because you don't have to do it by yourself. Move your body, work out, and dance here. So yeah, there may be some sacral chakra blockages, and you might just need to like move your body more. Yoga may even really be very beneficial for you as well. It does feel like more divine feminine. It doesn't feel like hard workout. It feels like stretching and yoga, Pilates, things like that. And I don't know if you would do Pilates, but yeah. So that's what I got for you, babe. This is really, really, really beautiful energy that you are being. It's like they just want to know. They just want to make sure you can handle it. Yeah, because I just heard, can you handle it if I go there, baby, with you? But, you know, the ancestors not coming from a sexual place. They're more so like, can you handle this abundance? Can you handle, you know, the people who are going to criticize you? Can you handle the people who are going to throw you negative energy? Can you handle the overwhelming pressure of the lovelies that will be coming your way? Can you handle? Will you be responsible? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, physically? Like, are you going to be responsible with it? And so right now you're just in the thick of that. But that's what we got for you, babe. Pray for Namik said, were you born naturally super receptive, or did you develop your powers by training from almost zero? Was I born naturally super receptive? Did I say I was born receptive? But I'm going to try to see. I'm trying to pick apart what you were trying to say. Maybe you meant like intuition, where I born naturally super intuitive? And if you want to say that, if that's what you're trying to say, I would say I wasn't aware of that when I was younger, that I was intuitive. No. Did I develop my powers by training from almost zero? I would say that. I would say I really had to develop my gifts, you know, over the past 4 years or so, you know, through very intense training. And initiations in spirit and things like that. So yes, I guess. Shiba said, I received that. Ashe, thank you, Graffiti, for getting the ancestors read. For sure, Ashe. Graffiti said, I've been dancing randomly in my room recently. Ashe, and that's also that Oshun energy. Ashe, I love y'all so much. Blanco said, this one is speaking to me. Graffiti said, the vision for myself and my family. Ashe. Blanco said, yes, I'm doing my work now in anticipation for great things happening in 2026. For sure. I love that for y'all. Where did you get that? Where did I get what? Y'all, so it's collective time. Let's tap back in. Heart check. Heart check. Drop your hearts and let's synchronize again, once again, for this collective read. All right, y'all, I'm about to take a sip of my tea. Virgo said, oh, that smile. Oh, thanks. It looks good on you. Thank you. I get it from my mama. I got it from my mama. My mom has a really beautiful smile. Ashe. And just FYI, if y'all don't know, it's also important that y'all engage with the videos. You engage with the readings and things like that, because that is another way where I can tap more into your energy so I can give you what you need. So when y'all intentionally, you know, leave your comments and things like that, that helps me with connecting with your energy. You said the mug is giving attitude. You know the video with the little dances and they be like, attitude. But yeah, this is my little witchy mug. And I'm not really feeling witchy in like my this is giving like the Grinch. It kind of feel like the Grinch. I'm not feeling Grinchy, but I just really wanted to drink from that mug today. And what I'm seeing from this mug, I just channel like vampire energy. And so, because, you know, we got the teeth right here. And so that could be a message for the collective as well, where there may be some energy that's trying to feed off of you, that's trying to, you know, like, hey, can you be my host? Can you be my host? Doing the motherfucking most. And with her face, it just kind of like, she looks relaxed. She looks very at peace. Like, I know you're coming to suck. You want to suck the blood from me, but I will not allow you to. I am safe. I am grounded. I know who I am. I am remembering who I am. And I'm going to choose love. I'm not going to block my heart because you're bitter. I'm not. I'm not. So, and then she like bats her eyes. Like, that's your problem. I got to get an incense burning real quick. What was the initials that I had channel earlier? NH. NH. Annie. Annie. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is collective. I want y'all to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Blanco said, I can relate with others, but I want to see. You want to see what? What you talking about? Graffiti. Blaze said, felt this the other day. Ashe. What y'all talking about? Graffiti said, oh yeah, I released smoking ganja for good over the weekend. Been off since Sunday. Okay. Annie, that's you. Ashe. You said attitude, now walk off. Right, that. All right, y'all. So let's see what we got here for the collective. What's the perspective for the collective? Take what resonates and leave what does not, okay? Okay. So we have, this shift is bringing you closer to your desires. And we have negative vibes, energy, don't lie. So in reverse. So this shift is bringing you closer to your desires. And we have negative vibes, energy doesn't lie. I do see that there is this energy that is here for you to rise above here. Some of you definitely, it feels like, it's like somebody may have tried to throw an obstacle in your way, but that ended up being a step stool, or that ended up being the brick that you needed so you can reach higher. We have Cancer. Okay, so with this Cancer energy, okay, give me one more. Know when to remove yourself. So with this Cancer energy, know when to remove yourself. Your intuition is definitely helping you when it comes to navigating these rooms, navigating these conversations, these situations here. But with this Cancer and know when to remove yourself, this could have something to do with like family matters. For some of you, like you may just need to give something time here. We have move your body, workout, dance, yoga in reverse. Okay, move your body. That feels more like masculine energy. And yeah, because you're doing, but with the Cancer, that is a feminine energy, which speaks of flow, and receiving. And so a lot of you may also just feel your energy. Remember we talked about this a few weeks ago where we was like, we feel the energy shift where a lot of us are being called to slow it down. And some of you are definitely feeling more comfortable in this space, and you're seeing like less is more. Less is more here. And that's in many facets, right? Less is more. We have date night in reverse. Okay. So for somebody, there is some kind of block here. There is some kind of intervention that has happened. Okay. This could be with somebody who you were trying to build with, who you were trying to work with, or do music with, or something. But you were removed. It may have been abrupt, or they were removed. We have new addition, welcome. It was in reverse though. So like I said, your ancestors were not welcoming that energy in. But we have this shift is bringing you closer to your desires. New addition, welcome, Cancer. So the month of July may be significant. This might be a Cancer moon. We have expanding family. New addition, expanding family. So somebody also may be, somebody's considering adopting. And this could be a pet. Adopting a pet, or is somebody's desire to adopt a child. Maybe You know, you don't want to give birth, or you can't, you're unable to give birth or something like that. But I'm seeing, yeah, because I'm also seeing somebody go through different, like, what is it, IVF, or like different services or different procedures for pregnancy, fertility. We have spiritual warfare, battling anxiety. This feels like very dual energy, because it's like we got the pros, we got the positives, and then we got the negatives here. Because we got the spiritual warfare. Remember, we talked about that spiritual warfare tomorrow. Let me see. We got big money grip. There could be something that's going on in regards to like some money, right? Somebody may be waiting on like a big lump sum of money, or some kind of like court stuff to pan out when it comes to this finances here, these finances here. But with this big money grip, some of you are worried about the expansion, because, you know, you may be scared that you won't be able to take care of it. Like, say, it does feel like it's connected to somebody's income. Like, you may be like, you know what, I want to get a new car or a new house, or I want to have more children or something like that, but I'm not making enough right now. Somebody's like, I'm not making enough right now, and don't worry about that. That is already in the stars for you. Big money grip here. Let me hold something. We got get excited. All right. Yeah. We have Scorpio. You see right through me. So this is connected to an intention that you had set. Somebody may have planted seeds around the 11/11. This could be something connected to the 11/11. Or somebody may be a Scorpio or Cancer. But with this Scorpio, somebody's emotions may have been all over the place too. Very high, very low. But wait, because that's, hold on. Where was I about to go with that? We have Yemaya. It's a lot of water energy. A lot of water. Some of y'all may have been feeling dehydrated. You may have been wanting to drink more water, or more watermelon, you know, consume more watermelon or melon water or coconut water. We have yes. Oh. Yes, it is okay to get excited. Yes, you will be expanding family here. Yes, that new addition is here, so welcome it. Yes, this shift is bringing you closer to your desires here. Somebody's parent may have had cancer. Somebody's parent may have had cancer. Or you may have had cancer. Somebody may have had cancer and they're like a survivor. But even with this Yemaya coming out with this cancerous energy, this is healing that cancerous energy. Right? I told y'all healing the past will be very, very beneficial. I always say that. Very beneficial. He said, okay, confirmation. We have plan ahead. Plan ahead. Wait. Okay, so somebody is frustrated because you may want to plan certain things, but you may be waiting on this big money, or you may be waiting for something to settle, and it's not settling in the way that you wanted. Like, let's say you went to court for some money and you didn't get the amount of money you wanted, or you didn't get the lawsuit, or it didn't go through, or whatever, the way you wanted. And Spirit's like, that's not the way that I wanted to give it to you. It does feel like something is taxed. It does feel like Spirit wants to go through a different way. To where you don't have to pay taxes for something. I'm not sure what that means. But there is another way that this money is going to come through to whoever that is for, where it's not going to be taxable, or like the government's not going to be involved. It feels like the government's not going to be involved, and you may have been trying to get the government involved, and it's like, nah, the government was going to cap you. But the universal energy is like, nah, I have more for you. We have processing. Adversity is an opportunity for growth here. So just continue, just continue to be intentional in this growth, in this adversity. And extend grace came out. So we got processing and extend grace. So you might just need to give something a little time. They did not get away. You're good to go, it feels like. Okay, we have, these came out like this. Why do you keep lying to yourself? They told and showed you the truth. So this is Gemini energy. There could be some truth that's revealed in regards to somebody's heart posture or heart intentions. And just be honest, you know, about what's being revealed here. They may be a Gemini. We have speechless, lost for words. So Spirit's like, I told you that you're good. Like something's going to definitely surpass your expectations here. Something may surpass your expectations, leaving you speechless and lost for words. We have Taurus. So we got Gemini, Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio out right now. But with this Taurus, this also does feel like it's connected to the home. It also, Tauruses are very, very, very grounded emotionally. And they are very like passive aggressive too. Like they don't really like drama and things like that. And so some of y'all may be dealing with that, like just drama, and that is settling. We have unexpected change. This feels like it's around the month of January. Throwing rocks and hiding hands. We have emotional roller coaster and root chakra. So whoever has been on an emotional roller coaster, root yourself like we talked about with that Taurus. We have breath work. So root chakra breath work. Promotion. Leo. Blast from the past. This is a test this weekend. Third party, no thanks. Yes, positive. Okay. So, there may be something that comes up from the past this upcoming weekend. And this could even be another opportunity that arises. And Spirit's like, you know, trust your discernment. Lean into your discernment. Discern. Okay? Because we got third party, no thanks. So there may be something that you need to say no to. But then we got the yes and we got positive. So somebody may be getting like a confirmation in regards to like a positive test or a positive energy coming through. And with this yes, it's like, it's the exclamation point. So that's very excited energy attached to it. So I'm going to go ahead and send Brother Logas his text message so he can come on in. If y'all have any questions, y'all could go ahead and leave them. But I'm going to just pull until Logas is ready. But I'm going to be wrapping it up though, essentially. If y'all have any, now I'm not talking about love donation questions. If y'all want any yes or no's, I got space for yes or no's. Y'all can send your love donations in, but this is just my Q&A segment. So don't ask, will Billy and I be together next year? I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. It could be personal. It could be, you know, spiritual guidance or whatever like that. That does not require cards or, you know. Y'all know what I mean. And if you don't, I'm going to let you know. Ready, Asali. We got Get Money in the background right now. The initials MAFIA may be significant. That's Mafia, but you know, we got the Big Money Grip and Get Money playing in the background. Kyla said, I also got a delivery confirmation. Ashe, what you talking about? Your other deck was delivered too. Ah! Kyla, I forgot you got me a deck too. I love y'all so much. Yay. I'm gonna go to the post office tomorrow. It's Alana B said, but Duüblé, I love Billy. You so crazy. Graffiti said, I have a question. What does a South Node in Cancer mean? So your South Node is the energy that you mastered in past lives. Cancer energy, with your South Node being in Cancer, that means in a past life, you were the nurturer, you were the matriarchal energy. Even if you were the father, you were more of that nurturer when it came to the people in your life. You were very compassionate, very family-oriented, very intuitive in past lives. And that is the energy that you did master. And so that's the energy, being that you mastered that, you came into this life, or whoever has a Cancer South Node, you came into this life. If y'all have questions about your birth chart, I can answer them. Any placements, I can answer them. That's a good one. But yeah, whatever your South Node energy, that's the energy that you came into this life that you got in the backpack. That's like your tool bag. Like, okay, that's going to help you. Shiba said, I have been trying to start my journey. Any suggestions on where to start? Somewhere. It's no specific place to start. Everybody's going to be different. It's about just jumping in and studying something and then go down the rabbit hole of studies. If I had to give, I can't, yeah, if it's, you know, gosh, it could first be with, Okay, to start on your journey, okay, where I would recommend, I got one for you, Shiva. I would recommend a past life meditation. A past life meditation, and I recommend that. I do offer that service if you do want assistance on crystalinemars.com, but you can do it yourself too if you feel, you know, confident in that. But travel to a past life, your most recent past life or previous past lives, to see what you were doing, to help give you to see what you were doing, what you went through, what you experienced, how you died, what was your purpose in that life, and that will help you understand what your purpose is in this life. It will not give you the black and white what your purpose is. A birth chart reading, you can start there with a birth chart reading, where we will look at your influences, the planets that influence you and how they affect your personality, how they affect your love life, the way you think, your purpose, your life path, your challenges, a birth chart, right? And that's using your birthday and the time and date of birth, or your birthday and the time and location of birth. So either that as well, but all things self. All things self. I had some people ask me over this past weekend, they was like, what you got going on? You practice Indian? You practice Indian? You practice Indian? Like, what you do? And I was like, I study all things God. And that just flowed. And I was like, I like that. I study all things God. And that was an answer that anybody can understand. I study all things God. So study all things God. All right, y'all. So let me see. I do see some questions in the anonymous box. Lovely said, I got a book before. Okay. Lovely in anonymous box. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I'm reading some. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, go ahead and go. Enjoy it. And like you said, you know what to expect or not to expect. You said, I got to steal that. Go ahead. Because when I said it, I was like, oh. It was just flowing effortlessly, because it was my aunt actually too. She asked me, she was like, are you married? And I was like, we have an agreement, you know. And she's like, what that mean? And I was like, it's not a traditional, but we have an agreement, and we fulfill those terms of that agreement. And she was like, okay. Like, she could understand that, instead of me saying, yeah, we're spiritually married, but we don't have, you know, we didn't go through the courts. Instead of me going through all that shit, it was like, no, we have an agreement. We have a mutual agreement. And everybody could just understand what I said, and I was able to carry on, you know? What do you do? I help people learn about themselves. And study all things God. Ashe. Oh, Lord. Shaiba said, Ashe, I'm on the right path. Ashe. And when it comes to the right path, I'm not going to say there is no wrong or right path, but there are many paths that lead to some the same destination. Some are different destinations. It just depends on what is your end goal. And I guess that can help you determine if you're on the right path or not. Where are you going? Where are you going? What's your final desired destination? But I shade to that. We have set firm boundaries here. I'm really done with the reading, honestly. We got shush, keep this a secret, though. We got 1 week. None of your business. Hold on, bitch. Unexpected change. I said I was done. No! Shush, keep this a secret. 1 week. None of your business. Unexpected change. So there may be something that you need to keep for one secret. I mean, keep for one secret. There may be something that you need to keep secret. We have Virgo, Oya. Right? Something may be significant about the month of September. We have preparing for an arrival, divine masculine, processing, Taurus. Ashe. Ashe. Shiba said that is the real spiritual meaning of marriage. Ashe. Kylie said, oh my God, 12/27. What? Is a week from now? Why you got the eyeballs? It's Alana, you so stupid. Blanco said, what is a good way? Y'all ask some questions. Let's talk. Damn, like, ask some questions. Let's talk about it. What is a good way to recall my dreams in awake state? Like I have vivid dreams and I can't recall much when I wake up. So one, it's going to be like that sometimes. It's going to be like that sometimes. So understand that. But what can help you recall it? What can help you recall it? In time, they will be easier for you to recall. Because, like, I haven't intentionally been doing anything and I've been able to recall mine for the most part lately. So I do know there are certain crystals that can help with dream recall. If I'm not mistaken, blue lace agate is one of those. Celestite is one of those. So maybe sleeping with them or having them on your person can help you. I've even did journaling, like have a small little journal on your bedside. So soon as you wake up, or even if your notes on your phone, soon as you wake up, just go ahead and start writing everything down. That's another way to kind of to grasp it before you fully awaken. So those are the only two that I could think of right now. Yes, Guave said dream recollection, fasting, not eating 2 hours or more before bed, no drinking, no smoking. You mean like no drinking, no smoking 2 hours before bed either? That's what you're saying? Okay. Thanks for sharing that. Ashe. Graffiti said, what is your north node? So my north node is in Scorpio. My north node is in Scorpio. So the energy that I'm meant to master is essentially my intuition. I'm meant to master like alchemy and magic, hence why I'm deep into rituals and tarot and all things God, because that's that Scorpio energy that I'm meant to master. And that's why a lot of my shifts are so dramatic and, big too, because of that Scorpio. Z-Pass said, dang, she looks ethereal. Ashe. Lovely rings. Lovely tings. Thank you. Jay Esco said, getting enough sleep. Sleeping on time. B vitamins. Oh, this for the dream recall. Look at y'all. Lion's mane. And I agree with the fasting and the no smoking and drinking. Ashe. Ashe. Did he see my text? Earth Angel said, what house? A lot of death and rebirth. See, that is the part. That's where I'm going down that road when it comes to the houses. I have my houses written down, but I can't remember them off the top of my head, what my house is, like what placements are in what houses. So I cannot say that right now in this moment. Jay Esco said, mugwort is a big dream herb, ingested or smudged. The dreams may get crazy. Ashe. Your north node is in Sagittarius. Ashe. Do you know what that means? Any books you can recommend for Oshun? No, I did not read any books on Oshun. My Oshun connections were through meditation and through meditation, and also like I looked on YouTube at different times in my journey to just understand and like hear about her story, learn about her story. But books, I ain't read no books on Oshun. But I mean, there are the book, The Seven African Powers, and that covers the 7 Orishas. So Oshun does have a little segment in there. But as far as a book, I ain't got you on that one, cuz. Isalana said, I just pulled my own and got the sun, the chariot, and the star. Ashe, it looks like you're onto some beautiful energy. North Node and Capricorn, there are a lot of Orishas. They are. That's why I cannot wait to get my Orishas deck for whoever purchased my Orishas deck. But for sure, I know there's so many more that I do not know of or I don't remember at this moment. Earth Angel said, what sign are you? I am a Leo sun. I am a Leo sun, a Cap moon, a Libra rising. What else you want to know? What other placements you want to know? But that's it. North Node in Capricorn. Okay. That's interesting. When meditating, what's a good way to channel a message that's meant for you? What's a good way to channel a message that's meant for you? So, what's a good way to channel a message that's meant for you? Gosh, I mean, like, what's a good way to channel a message? There's not really a good way to channel a message. I mean, ultimately, it's about you just decoding the messages that come through. And it's a discovery that happens in the midst of that to where you make it make sense for you. Because all of it is meant for you. It's just like, okay, what area in my life is this applied to? Or, you know, what body does this apply to? So I think that's more so it. But when it comes to channeling the actual messages, though, there are times where, for me personally, I'll just be in a meditative space and a word will come up or a song will come up. And then I just end up just naturally flowing into that channel state. And I may then in other things that are connected to that, like let's say I hear a song or a download come through or something, and then I see a family member, and then I see this, and it's like I just begin to connect the dots. Or sometimes I may just talk it out, and I'm just channeling the message from whatever being it was that gave me the download, rather it was an ancestor or a certain deity. So there's different ways. Mission Nonstop, you just be talking, and I don't even know what you be talking about. Like, what? Okay. Your North Node is in Gemini. Okay, interesting. Earth Angel, you challenging me. You said medium Coley or vortex. I don't even know what that is. Medium Coley. Oh, that's the MC. That's the MC. Libra. That's the MC. So yeah, that's where I'm at now. Now I gotta like get into the nitty gritty, because when it came to birth charts, I first needed to really, really understand the zodiacs and all of its facets. And so then with that, understanding the planets and all of its facets, and then connecting the two. And so now that I'm feeling a little more comfortable with that now, because when it comes to birth charts, it's a lot to digest. It's like an all-you-can-eat buffet. And so I overwhelmed myself in the beginning with trying to like hit everything. And I was like, no, okay, I'm gonna slow it down, and I'm gonna take it off, bite it off in sections. And so now I'm feeling more comfortable with the houses, and because now I understand a little bit more when it comes to that. So I say, so y'all check back in with me, soon. But thank you for calling me out. That's just confirmation I need to get, continue to do what I'm doing. So I say, y'all. So Brother Logas has entered, and Graffiti said like being open to receive more so. I mean, so that's more so like crown chakra, third eye chakra, and just always being in dissection mode, being in a mode where you want to dissect everything, and just try to get to the deeper meaning, let it in. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and transition over, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and turn the cameras over. I love y'all. This close up my little segment for my little... I laugh because over the past, 5 days, the word of the day has been love. You know how somebody be like, oh, I'm going to my friend Lil wedding, or I'm going to this Lil party. And it's like, ain't nothing Lil about that. You talking about your friend Lil wedding. Like, a lot of energy went into that. And so every time I say Lil, I think about what I'm talking about, because it was a really big thing, right? And so I'm doing my Lil session of the day, or segments of the day, and we're going to go ahead and get into the spiritual lesson for the day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Ashe. Hold on, let me get this music right real quick. All right. Goop, 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 I go, I go. Ashe, I love you, Frida Jula. I'm glad to know ya. All right. Flip camera. Okay. Ashe.
Peace, family.
Grace.
Today's spiritual lesson is for ya. Right? Now, like I say, black people, we tend to have this uncanny ability to look at something and acronymous letters, if that's a word, and be able to tell what it means, right? Without anyone telling you. You just see the letters and you're like, I know what that says. Right? Let's see, the Duüblé know what this is saying.
4? Is that the first one? Frequency.
No, this is
And
it's going to be something that it's a common saying, or something that you've heard before. That's how people are able to tell what it is. If it's a bunch of letters, they can tell what it is.
usually I can, but
because it's a saying, it's something that you hear quite, that you've heard before. Right?
fuck you. Fuck your old ass. I don't know what it say. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like something I put on the board, right?
No, I know. I'm just joking. I don't know though. Right. FYOA.
Does anyone in the chat know?
Anybody in the chat know? FYOA. Anybody know? FYOA. Can we get one hint? Look, guys, one hint.
Nope. I'm writing it out now.
Fuck your old ass. For your own, said Guave.
Follow your own advice.
That ain't common. Oh, yeah, sort of, kind of, a little bit. I say.
Follow your own advice, right? Follow your own advice, right? So when we think about this existence, we're thinking about our transcendence, right? In order to transcend, you have to achieve a high level of wisdom and understanding. That's the only way you're going to be able to transcend, right? A good indication that you are at a level to where you could possibly transcend, that this will be the incarnation where you can transcend. Because understand, most people, as somebody, I just came across somebody on Instagram talking about, like, is there any, they was asking someone, is there any a time where this could be your final incarnation? The person was like, well, that's the point, right? The point is to eventually be to your final incarnation. But at any particular point in time, that it is someone's, right? Those multiple someones who are in their final incarnation, but that's a minority. It's a very, very small amount, very small percentage, right? Probably the 1% of the 1%. Everyone else has more incarnations to go, right? So we want to know what's like a good indication that you're probably on your last one, right? Or that you could be on your last one. Is if you do this very simple thing. Do you follow your own advice, right? People tend to give advice, which is almost everybody that I know, really, give advice that they do not follow themselves. Now, it's one thing if someone comes to you specifically for advice, and then about a particular issue or challenge, and then you give them advice, and maybe you don't follow, but see, you didn't go out your way to go ask them to give them advice. They came to you, so you're just being nice, like, well, here's my advice, here's my perspective, right? But that's usually not the case. People usually just talk about their lives or what's going on, and then you want to give advice, right? Or you see someone going through whatever, and you just want to give advice. Or you just meet somebody, and you just learn something new, so you want to give advice now, right? that is an indication of how mature are you, how wise are you, right? How ready are you to transcend, to go to the fifth dimensional level, right? Obtain the seventh dimensional consciousness, right? Do you follow your own advice? So your question might be, well, Logas, do you? Yes. Yes. And I have for many years. Most of my life, I have followed my own advice. Because that's how I think, though. I can't help it. When I give people advice, my brain will then question, well, do you follow that? Right? Now, usually I do, so I don't even have to really question it. But every once in a while, I might give some advice and be like, but wait a minute. Are you actually doing that same thing? And then sometimes I might be like, you know what? I don't know if I am, or, I might not be on this particular issue. I need to start implementing the advice I just gave you, because I didn't even realize that, dang, that's what I should be doing. Or that's how that's how I can overcome this. I didn't realize the advice until I gave it to somebody. And then I immediately start to follow it if I'm not following it already. Right? Or I might be following it, but maybe I'm not following it to the level of conviction that is necessary because I'm not quite sure. But it wasn't until I gave someone else the advice, like, I am sure that's it. Because if I could, why would I not be sure if I gave it to you? Therefore, I know I'm headed in the right direction. I need to follow it, full go, right? Or sometimes, I'll be in a certain situation or going through a certain challenge, and I'm thinking like, what should I do, or how should I proceed? And I think about, well, what advice would I give to my son or to somebody else in this situation? Or what advice have I given to someone else in a similar situation? And like, this was the advice. And then I'll follow the advice, thinking about what would I give advice to somebody else, and then I end up following it myself now. Sometimes I have to put myself in those situations just to be able to find what's the right, am I going the right path, or was there a better path, or what's the right choice? What would I tell someone else? And then I follow that, right? But I'm gonna tell you this: the majority of people do not do that. That's how I know the majority of people are not on their final incarnation. Do you follow your own advice? Right? Are you giving advice that you're ignoring yourself? Right? Are you giving advice and then later telling yourself like, man, that's good advice. I should be following that, or that's something to think about, something that you can use to reflect, and something you can use as a barometer to gauge, am I truly at a level where I could actually one day in this current incarnation go to the next level, transcend to the next level? Am I being honest with myself and following the very advice that I'm giving or would give? So that's today's spiritual lesson. So we're going to Q&A. Maintaining spiritual clearness. Ashe. See, Ashe to graffiti. Good to see everyone back in the building. Peace over to TikTok. Appreciate all of the gifts, the likes, and the roses, and the chocolates, or whatever else that they give on TikTok. Appreciate Ashe to everyone on YouTube. Appreciate all the likes, shares, subscribes, and super chats. And Ashe over to the OGs on IG. Let's see, Guave says, side note, Gladiator 2 was good. Ashe, I agree, it was good. Also, if y'all may not know, peace to Frida Jeweler, I appreciate it, we love. I'm glad to be back. Practice what you preach in a way. Yes, that's essentially it. It's a line on practice what you preach. See, I got 2 words right. Ashe to graffiti. Ashe. Yeah, Gladiator 2, like I said, I also believed it was good. I know someone asked me about the Kendrick Lamar album, and I said, it was a decent album. It was a decent album. But I just listened to the Snoop Dogg. Actually, I shouldn't say I just listened. I've been listening to it for like over the whole weekend, and actually, I enjoyed it a lot. So if anyone was wondering about that, I really enjoyed the Snoop Dogg album, and I'm not a Snoop Dogg rap fan. I actually never really thought he was much of a rapper, to tell you the truth, or a lyricist or whatever, but I was actually quite entertained and impressed by his most recent project. Let's see. Earth Angel saying a lot. They was try to understand the FIOA. Ashe. I'm not on my last incarnation, but I'm close, says Jay Esco. Ashe to Jay. Ashe to Jay. Alignment, says Brian T. Ashe. More often than not, I do that self-check though. Ashe, Jay Esco. Peace to Jay Esco. Peace to Sheba Bay. Let's see. Frida Jula 8 said I was gonna watch tonight's show on Flipside, but I couldn't do that. I missed you. That would have been disrespectful. A silly value, Ashe. I'm in the middle of a nasty clean out on property for multiple infestations. Oh, okay. That is why I was going to watch his show on Flipside, but I decided to multitask. Ashe. Graffiti says, let's see. Jay Esco says, what about the album did you like? That's a good question, Jay Esco. What I liked about the Snoop Dogg album was, one, the lyrics. The lyrics were very full, very clever. He used a lot of very expansive, because he was doing like singing. He was changing up the rhythms, the cadences. It was like, the rhyme schemes. He was changing up rhyme schemes. It wasn't always just da-da-da-da blue, da-da-da-da you, da-da-da-da, right? It was like he was switching up, changing it up. I enjoyed the transitioning from song to song. It just like every song, it just felt right. It didn't feel like a bunch of random songs being put together on a project. It felt like every song was created specifically for this project and not for anything else. It's probably because the whole thing was produced by Dr. Dre, so it was all produced by one producer. So that's probably why it felt that way. It was a side of it was. I heard Snoop Dogg in a way I've never heard him before, right? So it was like a totally new Snoop Dogg, like a revamped. I enjoyed the energy, the creativity of it, the different types of samplings that they did, the instruments, the live instruments that were used. I enjoyed the different transitions and the different types of songs, the different rhythms and energies that he brought to it. From the, like the pimp, cool cat type Snoop Dogg, to the rock star Snoop Dogg, to the Jamaican Snoop Lion energy, right? To the Hollywood energy. Like, he just brought all these different types of energies that are really him, though. And it's like, and the words and some of the songs is like the song called Thank You. He was basing it off of his I Like to Thank Me, right? He's based off that speech he did off of that when he got the Hollywood star. So he was just using like his actual, it's like you felt his actual life being tied into this whole, it's like he was engulfing his whole life into the album. And it's just like how we see him do all these different events and commercials, and he's everywhere, right? It was like the album was reflecting his personality. I'm everywhere, so the album was everywhere. it was like each song he was in a different country, a totally different country or a different city. It was like each song was in a different place, and you felt that, right? It just felt like I was on a journey. And then the lyrics, the wordplay was so cool. How he would tie in the connection to being, a dog, a Snoop Dogg. So he had all these wordplay that had to do with like how a battle rapper would do. He connected it to the concept of being a dog, right? And he did that so many times in so many different ways. He used so many like common phrases and concepts that are connected to a dog. And I thought that was really clever. And he didn't just use the one, which is I'm a dog, she's a bitch, and then we're just gonna leave it at that. Like, no, he was way more creative and clever than that. And it was a really fun project to listen to. I actually really enjoyed it. I listened to it many times. I think about since it came out on Friday, I probably listened to it about 10 times. At this point, I just really like it. It's a vibe. The whole thing is a vibe. High off never says, what's your New Year's resolution? I don't have any New Year's resolutions. I probably won't have any New Year's resolutions. Not that I don't believe in them. I've had them. I've had plenty of them over the years. I have like life resolutions. Last year, I think going into the New Year's last year, if I can remember, I wasn't sure where I wanted to head in, so I didn't have any New Year's resolutions. This year, I don't feel the need for a New Year's resolution because my New Year's resolution is the resolution that I had when the Pluto retrograde started a few months ago, which is it's a 20-year resolution to elevate my body into the fifth, dimension. So my New Year's resolution is my current 20-year Pluto retrograde resolution right now, which seems to be going, pretty well. I was just told that we just came out of a Mercury retrograde. Like I stopped looking so much into the planets and where they're at in the retrogrades. There might be a day where I go back to them. I wouldn't put it past it. I probably will when I feel the need to. But like I've said before, all of these spiritual concepts and tools, or spiritual concepts and strategies, are just tools. They're not religion. Do not make them your religion. So. But somebody was telling me just not too long ago, tonight, was saying that came out of a Mercury retrograde, and they were saying how it was like, yeah, this retrograde was tough. And I was like, so I asked, what retrograde is that? It was like, yeah, this Mercury retrograde. It was like, was getting me. I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense, because I know of some other people who were going through some things during this retrograde, but I didn't have that same experience. I didn't even notice that there was a retrograde, which is new for me, because every Mercury retrograde is like my life is topsy-turvy, or it's just like a struggle. I'll just say that, right? It's not topsy-turvy. Sometimes it is, but Mercury retrogrades usually mess me up too. But I knew that one day they would not mess me up when I got to a certain frequency, I guess we'll just say it that way, right? A certain mental state. I knew the Mercury retrogrades, and it had nothing to do with whether the retrograde is here or not, because there's been plenty of times where things were just like intense. I'm like, why are things going this way? And then I found out later, Mercury retrograde. I'm like, oh, it makes sense, right? But this is the first time where like it didn't even play a factor. It didn't play a factor because I've elevated to a new level, right? So that's how the universe will show you, if are you elevating, are you going to new heights, where going through certain experiences, you don't have those experiences anymore, right? You don't have those negative experiences. I made it all the way through the retrograde till it, I guess, is apparently ended, and never even knew it even existed. right? So that says that's a good indication, for myself that, okay, I'm definitely, headed in the right direction. I must be following my own advice, right? So Kendrick Lamar, Heart Part 6, yeah, Kendrick Lamar's album was straight. It was straight, I wasn't like impressed by it, but it was a good album. I think his, what was his last album called? The one with the Big Stepper album. Was it called Big Stepper? I don't know. But like, that was a great album. The album before that, the Damn album, was a great album. Those last two, I think, were like phenomenal albums. But this last one, I was like, it was good. It was good. I just wasn't going crazy over it. Let's see. Graffiti says, question on past lives. How can you tell how many past incarnations you've had, and why is it hard to remember them? How can you tell? That's a good question. I was told how many incarnations I've gone through, so I'm guessing that's probably the only real way to find out how many is if someone can tell you. If someone can tell you, and that someone has to be, I guess, maybe at a spiritual level where they're able to do those type of things. The being who told me was an actual dead person. I was speaking to a dead person. Now, I wasn't speaking to him through my mind. Someone had channeled this dead person, right? And they didn't channel them for my purpose. They channeled them actually for their own purposes, because they were in a very stressful situation. They were just basically they were drunk, and they're very spiritually inclined, but it's the first time they've ever been drunk, and they just didn't like the feeling. So then they called upon one of their ancestors, and the ancestors came through, and she was a woman, and she brought a man through. So, and I was talking to a man for the next, like, I don't know, 6-7 hours until she fell asleep. And then he ended up telling me, because we just had long conversations, and I was asking him questions about the spiritual realm, things like that, because that's where he's existing at right now, so that he would have the answers. So, and he told me that, to what he could guess, I was around. I had experienced about 150,000 incarnations or reincarnations on this earth. So, right, maybe through tarot cards we might be able to find out how many lives you have lived, Graffiti. So through tarot cards, that might be possible as well, right? That might be possible. We might be able to get a good indication, so that might be a way, right? Through tarot cards, a tarot reading, right? Maybe I'll bring my cards next time or something. Try to help you out, right? But yeah, why is it hard to remember them? It's hard to, based on what my opinion, right? Because who really knows, right? But my opinion is it's hard for us to remember a lot of our past lives because of it has something to do with, we have some sort of disconnect. Our soul has some sort of disconnect. And that disconnect can be maybe due to trauma, or it could be due to some type of genetic tinkering with our bodies, our DNA, that might be stopping it. It could be both, right? But I'm thinking those are, it could be the tinkering with the matrix, the three-dimensional matrix that we live in, the way that it's structured, right? So I'm thinking it's one of those three, if not all three of those things, or 2 out of 3 of those things are the reasons why, right? I think the most likely reason why might be due to our souls have are like going through a healing process, and until we've reached a certain level of that healing process, we're gonna have trouble trying to remember our past lives. Shay Solana, we'll see you next time. All love. Rafidi says, also, why do people believe that this is the only reality they experience in this life? Well, they believe that because that's what, that's what the traditional education is given to people, that you only live, one life. But that's here in America. There's certain countries where you're taught that you have many lives. So it just depends on the culture that you're from. It depends on the culture, you know. Then you'll have a different outlook. But that's just what, based off of where we live, that's what's taught. So that's what most people are going to believe. Guava says, you watch battle rap or used to? Which rappers you rock with? I mean, I've watched some battle rap. I don't watch it on a regular. I've never watched it on a regular, but I've seen some battle raps. Loaded Lux is my favorite. Loaded Lux is my favorite. So. Mr. Morale and Big Steppers, yeah. Right. I thought that was a really great album. That was a really great album, I thought. It's a really great album. Right on, says Jay Esco. So more for musical production rather than lyrical content. No. It was great lyrical content. It was actually really good, really great lyrical content. I like the way Snoop Dogg, the angles that he came from, the wordplay, the cadences, the different subjects that he went into. Of course, he had to do a marijuana song, and he did a great job with that one. Like I said, saying thank you to people for for all the support. It was a thank you song, right? There was that gangster songs, right? There was the pimp songs. There was those Caribbean, type of songs, right? There was the song for the ladies as well, right? There was the song saying, the last song of the album was a perfect outro coming out of it, right? Method Man was on it. Method Man actually, he killed it. I'm not gonna lie, Method Man, he had a killer verse. Eminem actually had a pretty good verse too. I was actually, it wasn't it wasn't so emo. So I was rocking with it. Jessica says, creative rather than deep knowledge. Well, yeah. Snoop Dogg didn't say anything deep, like on a conscious spiritual level. Like he wasn't saying, he's Snoop Dogg. He's not conscious like that. He's not giving out conscious information. So I didn't expect him to be a conscious rapper like Kendrick Lamar or something like, Kendrick Lamar is kind of like new to the conscious scene anyway. Kendrick Lamar's not really that deep either, right? If you want a deep conscious rapper who also puts out good music, like it's really good music, good beats, good like deliveries, but the concepts are super deep, you want to listen to Cambada. I think it's Cambatta. Cambada, right? Listen to his album, because he had a few deep albums, but listen to his album LSD. I think that's what it's called. Cambada's album LSD. He goes in, and then all the songs are really good too. Like it's like they're good production as well. The beats are fire and everything, but the lyrics though are crazy though. I think it's LSD. I know one of the songs was called LSD. I think the whole album was called LSD as well. His LSD song is a monster. It's a monster. Lyrically, he's on a whole nother level. Yeah. But Snoop Dogg though, lyrically, as far as who he is as Snoop Dogg, the gangster pimp rapper from the West Coast, he did great lyrically from being who he is, right? I didn't look at it from a conscious, I didn't go into that mind space, like how deep is it going to be? Because I already knew it's Snoop Dogg. I wasn't expecting that. I was only looking for, was he going to get into his bag based off of who he is, not based off of what the most deep and conscious, person could possibly be. I was only going based off of, I was grading him based off of who he is, and I believe that this was his best work that he has ever done, and that's why I enjoyed it. Kofi says, "What's your advice on navigating a dream dimension in order to reach higher heights, like lucid dreaming and astral projection?" In the dream realm, based on my limited understanding, in the dream realm, and I have very small experience in this. In the dream realm, what you're trying to do is you're trying to find the back door. There's a spiritual back door. This back door, I didn't know what the back door was until I seen the back door. So now I can tell you what the back door is. The back door is the doorway into your DNA. It's a doorway into your DNA. So basically, it's an inward astral projection. It's an inward, not inward like the inward, inward astral projection. So you have your normal astral projection where you just come out the body and now you're, in the house or wherever you're at, right? You're in your house walking around. You have your conscious, projection where you go into just another place, another planet, another just dimension somewhere else, right? Maybe a past life or something, or a future life or whatever. And then you have this inward projection, an inward projection, or an inward astral projection, where you go into your actual being, you project into your being, right? And what that, how do you know? Then the question would be, how do you know that you're going to inward? It's basic. How you know when you go inward is when you're in the dream state, and then you start to fall into a tunnel, and that tunnel, I've fallen into this tunnel twice, right? And it looked a little bit. It looked differently both times. One, it looked like wires, like these red, yellow, and I don't know what the other color wire was. And then another one, it looked like I was on a roller coaster, like in a roller coaster tunnel, right? But that though, when you go into this tunnel, that means you're going. From what I believe, that's an inward projection where now you're going into your being, and it's there where you can make, in that inward world, you can make alterations to your physical body. That's where you can make your alterations to your physical body, and basically, make it you can turn genes, different gene codes on and off, and you can break limitations, and you can turn on your ability to transform your body, or to shapeshift, or to telepathy, or to telekinesis or whatever, or to shoot beams from your hand. I don't know, whatever, right? Live longer, stuff like that. That's where you can do it. Okay? Now, have I been able to do it? No, I have not been able to. I've gone down this tunnel? Yes, I've gone down it twice. But have I been able to actually? The second time that I went, which was recently, I wasn't able to find, after I got into the tunnel, I wasn't able to find, where to go to actually do the transformation. What I ended up doing was, I was aware, because when you go into the tunnel, you're going to be aware. I went to this tunnel, I was aware, I was looking around, and I just was running into, there was groups of people, and these were all people that I knew. And it was I was having, and I would go to this person that I would know, and I go to the next person that I would know, and I was kind of getting caught up in the fact that I knew these people, so I was interacting with them, and I was losing track of what I really wanted to do, which was to find, you know, how to like make alterations. So basically, I was like, for what I can understand, I was like in my memories, right? You know how when you have dreams, people will show up in the dreams that you remember, and so that memory of that person comes into your dream. Well, this, I wasn't in a dream, I was like in my memories, right? Which is what your DNA, you know, does. It houses memories. So I was like in my memory. So there was groups of people, and I would like go up to them like I was in a Sims game, like I was in a simulation, and and I was, I engaged into some, adult content type of things with these individuals, with these women, of course. But I did it because I knew where I was. I was like, well, I'm here. I'm in the spiritual realm. They're here. I can do what I want, right? And I was aware of what I was doing, so I was like running through these jumps. I was running through these women, who were women that I actually knew, and it was like they were all women that I knew. They weren't like some random woman I didn't know. So they were all memories. I was dealing with memories. So I was getting caught up in the fact of these memories, and it was like distracting me. And I was like, and at the end of it, I actually got tired because it's kind of tiring being in that state for a long period of time, and that was the longest I ever been in that state. Because when you're in that state, you know that you're in that state. So you can feel your actual outside body and everything, and you're trying to focus so that you don't lose that state. And it like just takes a lot. You get like tired in a sense. So I got kind of tired, and I was like, you know what? I'm good. I know I should look around more and try to find where, I'm looking for the genetic code and everything, but I'm gonna dip. And as soon as I thought that, like, I'm ready to go. I was like, so how do I get out of here? Like the next breath, I came out of it and I was back. And I woke up in the bed. I woke up. I was like, oh, that. And as soon as I woke up, I was like, oh, that's easy. Easier than I thought it was gonna be. So I say. Shay. Let's see. Guave said earlier, Blanco asked about vivid dream recollection, vivid dreaming, but not remembering much upon rising. How can we retain dreams? By doing one way you can, a good way to help with dream recollection is exercising your imagination. Because what happens is, the dream world is imagination. And when you're imagining things, that's like just trying to imagine a pink elephant in your head. That's conscious dreaming. That's what you're doing right there. So people don't really practice using their imaginations a whole lot. So then they end up, their conscious dreaming muscle isn't very active. So that's why you're not able to remember your dreams a lot of times. So that if you do so basically every night before I go to bed, I try to, as I'm falling asleep, I try to just visualize different things, different colors, different places. Whatever I can try to visualize, I try to just visualize something just to get my brain stimulated into conscious dreaming so that I'm more likely to remember the dream, when it happens. Shay. All right, looks like I have gotten to everybody. All right. I don't see any other questions. So I hope I was able to answer everyone's questions, deal with their comments and concerns. So we will see you then tomorrow. As we say, Ashe, Asante, and amen. Ime Kamalika. It is done. Graffiti says visualization and going inward. Ashe, yes. Right. Visualization and going inward. But going inward is it's not as simple as it sounds. It's not as simple as it sounds. There's the spiritual realm to an extent has there's maps to it. There's maps to it. Okay. There's the dream world where that's just pure your imagination, your subconscious. There's the astro world. There's the astral world that you can get to through astral projection, where you step out of the body. Right now, remember, all these things you have to go inward to do it. That's the thing. All these things you have to go inward to do it. That's why you can't just leave it at go within, go inward, because okay, you go inward, but then where do you go? When you go inward, you still got to go through a door. Are you going to go through the solar plex door? The solar plex door allows you to astral project. That's the solar plex door. Or it might be the sacral door, to tell you the truth. I think it's attached to your belly button, which I kind of associate with the belly button. I kind of associate with the sacral, so that's an interesting one. But through one of those chakras, either solar plex or the sacral, right? Are you going through that door? The door connected to your belly button? We'll just say it that way. Are you going through that door? Are you going just through the subconscious door? Are you going through the crown door that allows you to go into different realms, different memories, different places in the universe, right? Or are you going through the inward door, through that goes into the actual body itself? I don't know what to call that door, but you're going through the actual door that's connected to the body. Are you going through that door? So there are these maps, in a sense. There's a mapping to the spiritual world, which is all inward. We're talking about going inward, but I'm trying to be as specific and precise and concise with what I mean when I say that, right? Ashe. So now we say Ashe, Asante, and Amen. Ime Kamalika is done, and we'll see you tomorrow.